It's live, pal. We got the Dre Max show. We've got Chillmonger. Okay.
What up?
Kendrick Lamar starts rapping about Drake. And before you even hit play, how do you feel about Kendrick Lamar as its talent levels?
One of the most talented rappers that's walking right now. Period. J. Cole, Kendrick, Lil Wayne, but Kendrick gives me in the fields. That's my guy. That's my guy.
So when I see him and I realize, wait, this guy doesn't really do rap beefs. I've never heard him target somebody. He came with a direct shot on a feature, and now 6 straight minutes. It's all for you, Aubrey Graham. I'm going finally. Okay, let's. How do you feel about Aubrey Graham? Because I already heard you say it on your
Yeah,
show. Baby, you
I'm
the
a
best.
fan.
You loved the mixtape back in 2009.
Yeah, that mixtape was dope. You know what I mean? The mix
Yeah.
it. I like him as an artist. I think he's a phenomenal talent. Doing the mix of singing and rapping and creating a song, he's very, very talented. But as far as he's a battle rapper, that's not your lane, son. You know what I mean? That's not your lane. I like him as a talent though. He's an amazing, amazing songwriter, entertainer, all of that. But as far as this square circle,
Why is it Kendrick's lane? Why is it Kendrick's but not Drake's? Kendrick was a
well,
little boy. I asked you a question and I'm gonna answer it myself. Go ahead, go ahead.
so this is why is Kendrick's lane. First of all, Kendrick has been, sending subliminal shots to all rappers since Section 80. Matter of fact, the mixtapes that he had, before Section 80 came out, when he did the Control freestyle, when he did on Good Kid, Mad City, you know what I'm saying? That freestyle, he's already going for the juggler and letting rappers know, hey, I'm coming for you. I'm coming from the crown, the ultimate crown. I don't care if we friends or nothing. This is still a competition when it comes to who's the best rapper, who leaves their mark. So that's why that's Kendrick's lane, because he's been doing it. It may not been a direct shot like this one, but he's always sent shots. You know what I mean?
Kendrick
So
Lamar. Oh, he said ASAP Rocky, Wale, Drake, Big Sean. I got love. He said he was trying to murder, and then Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson tweeted out that week. He goes, "Now, come on," because there was a line about Phil Jack can't coach me. That was a big week. That whole control verse.
that control, I man. And even that's why I love on the Pimple Butterfly. He was like, who would think one verse would just completely destroy the industry? And that's exactly what happened when he dropped that like that verse. Now everybody, Chris Brown is out here sending diss tracks. You know what I mean? So Kendrick is like that. He literally is a needle mover. That's why I like that dude. There's no way that you can have Kendrick Lamar in the building and he doesn't move the needle. Period.
He can't lose. That's what the name of this title is. It's Kendrick Lamar can't lose. Adnan says,
Can't
"Assalamu
lose.
alaikum." Yeah, Kevin. I mean, chill. No. It's Kevin Feige is when I wear the hat. See, when I put the hat on and it's flipped the opposite way that Dre's is flipped, it's Kevin Monger.
I've been meaning to respond, do a reaction to those videos because I made that video where I was like, I like Kevin Feige. Well, baby. All right, let me explain. And then you came up with the Kevin Feige. I'm like, I should have did a reaction video to those.
I'm starting to lose love for Kevin Feige, the Marvel Studios president. And if you're new here, that's all we usually talk about: Marvel Studios, Jonathan Majors. Him dating Megan Good, our girl over here, with the there she is there, and here's more of her here. And how about some Megan from behind, and then Megan from
Mm,
the side.
mm.
Anyways, yeah, we're usually talking about he needs to be recast, but we're talking Kendrick instead. I was saying that Kendrick Lamar, his origin story, right? What's going on?
Mhm.
It's Aliza, Kendrick Lamar,
What's up,
Baratheon.
Eliza? Baratheon. What's up, Eliza?
With
Kev Monger.
Kendrick when he was like what grade 7, I think a teacher was saying you got to put these thoughts into poetry and kind of got him into the writing, which transferred into the hip hop career.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also what he's talking about, and his body of work seems pretty educated on the ongoings of
Phenomenal.
right of oppression. He's always for his people.
and he's not afraid to dive into his own psyche. That's why I think I like To Pimp a Butterfly so much, because he dives into, alcoholism, depression, anxiety, the weight of being a superstar, and what does that look like when you are that superstar, when you have that much weight, in Section 80, dealing with things that go on with women, and the DV, and abortions and different things. The dude is so well versed. There's nothing you can't pinpoint that he has not talked about, except for himself in a party like, hey, I'm buying cars, I'm popping bottles, I'm doing that. I mean, my boy Aubrey does that, but he's also in love, and wants to do the hotline bling. So
I want your hot love emotion
hey,
endlessly. That
hey,
guy?
that's a dope song though.
I'm not insulting the dope song nature of it, but when I think about what he does there with that kind of music,
hmm
and then he flips over to "I'm gonna beat you up, Drake." Huh? What
It,
block? What block exactly? Because I just talked about Kendrick's origin, his beginnings, his surroundings, his lived experiences, um, cops interactions, everything that he had to face. Right, the racial
hmm
profile and everything that made him up in the formative years. I'm not talking about what happened to you when you were 34 years old. I'm talking about what
hmm
happened when you were 14. And when Aubrey Graham was 14, whatever it takes, I'm gonna make it through.
I'm about to say he was on the Degrassi, right?
He was on Degrassi. Now think of the feel the conversations that this boy on Degrassi was having. He was on set. After school, what was Kendrick Lamar doing? And after school, what's Aubrey doing? I gotta read these lines. Like
Yeah,
there's just you're not. So this is a matter of culture, and I'm gonna share my
it's just culture. Yep, you're right.
it's just culture. And I knew if someone was going to bring this up and was going to do it well, it would be Kendrick Lamar. And
Right.
unfortunately, and actually, maybe I should say it's fortunate because fortunately, many people have been hearing what I've been hearing. It's like, it's not this rare insult, it's pretty common. It's,
hmm
um, I'm looking for proof on the side, but I'm not very good at talking per
I s- thank
salute Crody.
look, thank you for having that song in my head now. Thank you so much, Showmonger.
it's it's a great song.
It
Not
is, but it's literally like it's the tune of the day in my head right now.
It's a great show. It was informative. I liked his character. Not liked past tense. I still like his character that he played, right?
hmm
I have no insults to Drake. And maybe that's me growing up and being more nuanced. As a
Right.
younger person, let's just say in 08, 09, I'm seeing this. Oh, what? The actor is doing rap music? Man,
Mm.
you can't do rap music. Yeah,
He was like, yeah, that's how you really felt about. That's what it is. You really felt about Drake. You had to slap your mic.
it's always with you that I slap the mic around. We I used to be like a gatekeeper more so like there's no room for this. But there
Right.
are rappers who are not I'm gonna kill you. Let's talk about moving work rappers that we can enjoy. Flow Rida. I don't really think of Andre 3000 as the gangster rap kind of like, but he's still talented.
Very
Uh,
talented. Absolutely.
Childish Gambino's another one. Lil Dicky, you could say. I know
Lil
he's a white
Dicky's very,
rapper.
but Lil Dicky's very talented, very good with his wordplay. But he never tries to. What I like about Lil Dicky, he never tried to portray that I'm a hard studio gangster. It's like I'm a Jewish kid. You know what I'm saying? From a middle class background. And I think if Drake would have just, because first of all, his dad was in music. You know what I mean? His mom is Jewish. If Drake would have came out and said, "Hey man, I'm just a middle class kid from Toronto." From Canada, you know what I mean? And I'm going to ride that out. That's just who I am. Will nobody be? We'll accept you. We don't accept you trying to be. You done got a little muscle on you. Now you're trying to be this hard dude. Like, man, stop. You
Especially when I'm just hearing that it's all plastic surgery too. That you went to
like
Dr. Miami. I had to Google these things after the diss track. Blue was putting me on game. Blue was telling me everything.
not that he went to Dr. Miami. He
What?
literally went to Dr. Miami.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what the computer told me. But
Oh
and
my
it's
god.
believable.
To answer Perk Minus question, I'm Kung Fu Kitty. I've been Kung Fu Kitty since Section 80. You know what I mean? Shout out to the guy I used to work with to put me on him. But yeah, always been Kung Fu Kitty.
Canada watch right now. Perp, you have the link. If you want to join Perp, come on in. Drake is top of top. You are right that he's commercially successful and he's well
Yes.
loved and he gets radio play and his music is fun to listen to. What's the one with Letitia Wright? Watch the breakdown. It's more of a Lauryn Hill song, right? The X Factor song that he repurposed, and it was like it's a good song. I like listening to that part, not necessarily the Drake part where he raps, but I promise you, I can say nice things about Drake. There's a room in rap music for Drake. With just me
Yes,
evolving and saying
absolutely.
that there's a place for people of all backgrounds, of all kind of like thoughts. Let's hear you put it in music. Even
Hmm.
Nas is growing up having brunch with Russell Westbrook in a music video.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I'm open minded. Just don't be someone who you are not. And I know
Right.
in those early years, you spent your time on the set of Degrassi. That is a time consuming lifestyle. You were not on the block. You were not doing nothing illegal. You were not learning the same skills that Kendrick was. You are not of the culture. You don't say things like yo. You pronounce the R like
Like when he said the N
Bedrock.
word, when he said the
No,
N word, he
I was talking
pronounced the
about
R.
I was talking about his music, and I'll get to that. That's why I'm interrupting you. But
Mm.
in Bedrock, oh, that was Yo Girl. I thought I recognized her. We don't
Hmm.
say Yo in Toronto. It's your
You
YOU apostrophe RE.
now, do y'all say A after everything
That's
too?
funny.
No,
A
I
boot.
don't need
You say
I
a
don't need
boot.
the extra guest anymore.
A boot.
Oh,
You talking a boot?
A boot, a boat. You talking a boot?
Nah, South Park killed y'all, man. Like South Park killed y'all
So
already, man. But
South
I
Park
just want to
did
say,
kill
you
y'all.
know, it's look it's even bad for say it needs to go hit up Tory for sorry because Tory would have like knows how to do this better. I don't know how Drake gonna respond
I
with
heard
this.
you say
I don't
Tory,
see
but I can't
what
really
he could take.
hear
Like you
much.
call him Tory again.
Yeah, he's Optimus Prime right now.
You're moving scratchy. Maybe leave and then return if you can. He said something about Tory. If what he's saying about Tory though,
So,
yeah, and there's a lag too, because when I paused to hear you respond, you didn't respond. So I started talking, then you responded. So there's a lag. Just leave and then return. With Tory though, I don't know Tory's background. I don't know much about him, but I know he wasn't no childhood actor. Right? If he's faking the funk also, then fine. He's faking it and he's being someone who he's not. In the
Right.
city of Toronto, you will find the roach infested buildings, and you'll also find the single house dwellings. You'll find there's different communities here where I could believe that a guy could rap the way Kendrick raps living here, because yeah, there's a multitude of experiences that you can have in the city of 3 million people.
Right.
And if Tory Lanez is of that, then Tory Lanez is of that. This is where we go. It'll lead to what you were talking about Drake's lingo and how he used the hard R because he didn't learn the instructions. Isaac Hayes the third, cool guy. He's got this
Hmm.
new app called the Fanbase app.
Yes, I'm on fan base.
Right. I follow this man. No hatred towards him until today. Dude said half black is black. Colorism is corny. And since he wrote that the day that Kendrick dropped his diss track, I said to him, if you're interpreting the Kendrick line as a diss against half white people, you are taking it the wrong way. I got 2,000 likes on this post. His post
Look,
only has 1,008.
look at you going viral.
Look at that. Like, it's a message. Most people agree with me, and that's impressive. Do you agree with that? Like,
I agree
it's not about being half
because
white, half
boy,
black.
you do not like that black microphone right now, right? What's going on with the black microphone? Huh?
Jane and Finch, Jane Street and Finch Avenue. Yes, that's a corner that you don't want to. That has a reputation, I'll say.
Mm. And see, I know Kendrick lived in Compton. I lived in Compton in '03, which Kendrick is what 10 years younger than me. So that Compton then, yeah, just trust me. I was going to work one day and a dude ran up on me and I thought I was getting robbed. I'm not gonna lie, he congratulated me for having a job and not gangbanging. even though he looked like he's getting ready to rob me. That's the Compton that I came from. You know what I mean? Where you don't know what's gonna happen. Literally like 131st and Wilmington Avenue. You're seeing everything. Compton Sheriff's department coming through. You got your Crip gang. Right next to you, got the helicopter telling you to go inside at 10 o'clock. That's the kind of Compton. I don't think y'all in Toronto getting told to go in the house, in the middle class neighborhood after coming from the set of Degrassi. I don't think that's happening.
Exactly. Like, I thought I was going to interrupt you, but you said when you're on the set of Degrassi. Yeah, the middle class that kind of living, you don't have that.
Yeah.
More from this tweet. After I said what I said, and it feels like the majority of people agreed with me. Well, not immediately. I didn't have all these likes on my tweets, right?
Yeah, they had to go back and really read what you said.
It grew through time. So here comes Isaac, hits me back. He says, "There's no reason to say that line otherwise." Kendrick says, "N, 3 dots and then the A. So nah, I ain't missed nothing." Again, only 120 people liked him, but when I hit him back with this,
oh yeah, where he said
like somebody I looked up to at one point. It was somebody that I was like, I used to see out and be like, yo, that's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. He open for jail.
So this guy, this Aubrey Graham dude, doesn't really know the lingo. He's just like, well, okay, you're black. If your skin is dark enough, then you're allowed to say the word. So I'm going to say the word. He didn't know the nuance between the ER versus the A versus the how it sounds. He's just like, oh my God, I'm interrupted by Hot Takes Tuesdays. Hot take. Both of their verses were trash. Fine.
Yeah, hot take stripping.
you can see Drake learning on the spot, and there's visible like moments that are on camera. Next one I'm going to show you. Actually, I should read what I wrote. It says that Aubrey Graham is a Toronto childhood actor. Consider the environments he grew up in. Then in his 20s, he began adapting to some unfamiliar lingo. It's documented how removed he was from even local black culture, which is the video.
Do you have like your words up there that like kind of funky and weird?
The guys at our school?
So if you can't hear, the girl said, so do you know any words up there? Canada, because they're in America right now. Up there, do you know any words that are kind of weird? Like, she wants to learn about how they speak. So Drake says, Aubrey says, the guys at our school. So let's pause right there. He's a high schooler. The guys at our school, he's separating himself from the dudes, and he's going to talk about how they talk.
The guys at our school, instead of addressing people like the group, like saying like, what are you guys doing? Say, man's like you. It's really weird. Yeah. So man's like you are going to that, and then just means like the group. So
like mans are going to start a stream right now. Are you reaching, Perp? Or Nerdman. Nerdman's from England, so I know you, Nerdman. Nerdman's probably listening to this going, yeah, we understand that terminology. Mans is a very popular way to just say many people. So mans are marved right now. I'm hungry. Mans are this, like, there's ways to say the word mans. He lives in Toronto and he knows that it's a thing, but he separated himself from that. So if you're not even with the local black culture, why are you moving to Houston, talking the way they talk, rapping the way they rap, and being inauthentic? Talk about whatever it takes and how you can make it through, not about these other, I don't know what he talks about.
I agree. It's just like anybody who came from a suburban neighborhood, and now you're over here on, in the hood, like, I'm in Kansas City. So if you grew up in Lee Summit or Joplin, let's just say Joplin, you grew up in Joplin, and then you're black. You could be blackety black, but you grew up in Joplin. You're not gonna have the same lingo as somebody who grew up in the 50s. And if you're from Kansas City, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The 40s. You grew up in certain neighborhoods, or you come from Wyandotte County and you come from 5th Street, 7th Street on up, Parkwood, all of it. You're not gonna have the same lingo. So I do get he had to separate himself. Plus, he kind of code switched, if you notice. He had to separate himself just for a second, because I think if he was talking to a group of black people that was asked about Toronto, we say, and then it's like the guy say, so he code switched, you know what I mean? And he's just trying to he's what we call somebody trying to get in where they fit in. He's trying to find his groove or where he's supposed to fit in at. So when he became like when he first came out, he wasn't like that. He was skinny Drake. And then it seemed like the more, and that's what Drake touched on. That's why I don't, I understand what Hot Takes is saying, but I disagree because that's what Drake's take. I mean, what Kendrick's take is like, once you grew, your head got big. Now you think you're just integrated to this culture, where you wasn't like that when you first started. Remember they did a song together. They did a song together on, they went to tour together. Drake put him on his tour, but Drake was acting like he was Drake. Wayne was still Wayne. You were still kind of the undercard. You wasn't like so big that, because not only did Kendrick get on Drake's tour, he was on Tech Nine's tour too. You know what I mean? He was getting on anybody's tour that he can because he was that talented. So he's trying to make it seem like, I put him up. No, you didn't. You wasn't even the top billing on your own. Nicki was. Wasn't even the top billing on Young Money.
Yeah.
Like, being honest, it was literally Wayne, Nicki, you. Just being honest. You know what I mean? But,
when you talk about putting himself on people's tours, isn't that the Yachty thing where you're associating yourself, or the LeBron thing? No matter how much money you give to his school, and it's great, the philanthrop. So the efforts of charity that Drake has been doing, I have no problem with. I have no problem with his Toronto Raptors global ambassador. He's making fun of the Golden State Warriors when they got whooped in 2019. Yay area! I'm like, that's funny. I see him at the games massaging the coach. I'm enjoying that. Yeah. The antics and stuff. Some of the memes are funny sometimes. Sometimes they can be lame. Like when he didn't get the Julia Stiles movie 10 Things I Hate About You, it's what he posted on his. It was the scene where she goes, I hate the way you look, I hate the way you dress, I hate the way, and basically that's what. And I reacted to it and I was thinking DMX, but I don't think DMX said word for word what Kendrick was saying, but it's the same sentiment. Anyways, It was very tone deaf of him to make fun of Kendrick for saying I hate the way you do, I hate the way that, when he posted that. I'm kind of off topic, but what was I saying? That there's fun Drake, and I get it. Yeah. You can be fun, you can have that, and I'm accepting of that. That's who he is. But he's just not Kendrick. He's not Kendrick.
It's a simple fact that we have documentation of Puffy slapping this man. We have documentation. We also have documentation of people wanting to put their hands on Drake a long time ago, and Jay Prince had to step in and like, you can't touch that one. So you've been protected.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you've literally been protected. And again, I like Drake the artist, and I agree with him. I agree with Kendrick when he said, I don't like, I like the melody, Drake with the melodies. I don't like this tough. Who are you trying to be?
No. Kendrick has to like Drake with the melodies because at least he can sell himself. When I was on tour, I was with that Drake, right? I was singing on the Eminem song. That's the Drake I was with. So, he changed along the way. No, fuck that. Kendrick, you should have known. You can say that when I was spending time with him as a young artist, I started noticing, the code switches.
It was, I think it was a video. I think it was a video a minute ago. It was him and he was with Nicki. And I think he was trying to get on with Nicki, but he was too square to do it. You know what I mean? He was trying to throw these shots at Nicki, and Nicki's looking at him like, dude, you ain't there yet. You know what I mean? I think that made him feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Because he was trying hard. He's like that dude, like I said, he's like that suburban kid who wants to come in. We got a lot of them at my job. They'll see somebody, and then all of a sudden they code switch it. But then I catch it with like our white coworkers or something, and they're sounding totally different. Like, dog, you can just be yourself. And I think that's what it is. Drake, be you, bro. Whoever that person is, be you.
It's this person here. That kid, that is the real Drake. The code switch is the one where he raps.
Right.
Blackface, here, he was culturally, he should know better. He probably does know better today. But at the time of that they were doing that, for the whole, as actors, we're looking for better roles. What are we, just blackface? Let's take a photo.
Yeah.
He should know not to. Yeah. And that was his reason for doing it. I understand the logic for why he would do it. Right. I get it. And it's coming from a positive place. But the manner of painting your face that black with the lips and stuff and having a photo existing is not the correct
Dave did that. Remember Dave did that, and they end up banning that. That was like his worst. He said that was his worst skit that he did when it was going into season 3 of the Chappelle Show, and he did the whole blackface thing, and he was like, I should have never did that. So it's a learn. I never took that, harshly from him. I know Pusha P. I mean Pusha T. Pusha P. I was thinking of that line, but Pusha T went at it. You know what I mean? But I never once you know the context of it, I think that's something where you can be able to, live and grow on it. So I wasn't even that harsh on dude like that.
How much more time you got right now?
Let me see. 15 minutes.
Whew. Okay, good. So let me get to what I was gonna say that you made me think about. I was reading these. Biggerford says, or maybe he got older and decided to embrace his black side. What's wrong with that? A lot.
Then what does it mean to embrace your black side? Does
you existing is your black side?
And I think that's what I always had a problem with, the way black culture is represented. That's why I go so hard on my channel, and I know you do too, on black representation, because what we tend to do is we give the 3% of the negativity 100% of the shine. So what I mean by that is 3%, let's say that out of the 13% of our population, 3% of them is on the poverty line, where you have the ratchetness, you have the, ghetto, not the stereotype, what people are actually doing out here. They're living what we fear. That is the one that you see get made fun of all the time, get reposted. You see the kids dancing or whatever. That's literally not all of black culture, but they represent it like it's 100% of black culture. So when people say, well, he's embracing his black side, what he really doing is using the detriment of us and try to paint himself in that light. And that's not what you want to do.
Totally. When we say black, there was a girl on
I
Degrassi.
don't. I was gonna say bigger for. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. I like the fact that I like the fact that he was raised by his mom.
Yeah, Anzo, Biggerford, stop that. This is not an issue of him being raised by his white mother. In fact, in the 27 minutes we've been live, that's the first time it was mentioned. We're not going at biracial. We're not saying that in any way. Like, that's not the crux of this. Is his upbringing. And I don't think we should do that. We should pretend like it's even your boy from TMZ. I was listening to Harvey talk about, well, Drake's dad is black. So what is Kendrick trying to say, huh? Why is he trying to take away the past from Drake? It's got to do with who he was coming up in those formative years. You can't just switch. And it's not even a black thing. Here, Degrassi. He was the black kid on Degrassi. What are we talking about? He was black. He was the basketball player. He was dating Hazel on the show, the other black girl.
So he was a token.
He does have a black experience.
Right.
What Anzo was trying to say was he was mixing in. Stop laughing. Embrace his black side. I think what you mean from that is like when he starts acting the way a street man would act. That's what you mean? Is he embracing his black side? It's a lived experience. It's not a color, or it's not an attitude like, oh, my dad is from there, so I'm going to speak like that. That's just not how it works. If you didn't come up using certain lingo, mispronouncing certain words because that's what your community sounded like, if you didn't come up like that, then you are faking the funk if you do it when you're 26 years old, or whenever he started. Maybe 26 was too high, 21. All right, when this guy was in his 20s, he started just acting that way, and that wasn't him, and that's not the area he was from. Like in Toronto, he doesn't sound like a Toronto guy who's from that area. He doesn't know what that's like, and maybe he's learned. It's awesome that he can pick up a book, and if he can put that in his music too, I'm for it. I don't care where you're from. If you have something nice to say and something to expose that's socially conscious to the masses of the millions he's got a platform to, that would be good. And I wouldn't say, oh, you can't say that, that's not your life. If he's educating, go ahead and keep doing it, right? I'm all for that. I just don't want to seem like a hater on Drake, like I did the video I did with Blue when I was just reacting to Kendrick. There's room for Drake in this genre.
Absolutely, because if we can in rap music, the beginning of rap music always, it started off fun. It started off the break beat, and you rapped off the breakbeat of a popular song. That's how it started. It started with breakdancing, and it started with the culture of that time. You got the poem, rhythm and poetry, rap. So you got the breakbeat, you doing your thing on stage, everybody's having fun, people pop locking, breakdancing, all of that. As time went on, you start having people write about their experience, and then then the mainstream media labeled it gangster rap, even though they're just literally explaining everything that they see in their neighborhood. You know what I mean? But still, even with the invert of what they called gangster rap, you still had a Kid and Play. You still had an MC Hammer. You still had a Young MC.
KRS-One.
You still had a KRS-One. You still had a Rakim. You got your Nas's, Jay's, Wu-Tang.
Even Kanye.
Tupac, Kanye. You got a Mod Podge, Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? A Real Rock said, you got that. You know what I mean? So what Aubrey should have just did was continue just to be him. It's okay to be yourself. And I think that's what this is about. It ain't about embracing your black side, because then what does that mean? What does it really mean to be black? And that's a question that a lot of black people have been asking themselves. When you go into a certain area, do I have to act this way, or do I go around my people? Do I have to act that way? What does that really mean? You know what I mean? And that shouldn't be confusing. But I shouldn't have to go around one certain people and act one way, and then I got a code switch just to be accepted by somebody else. Be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that means. You know what I mean? So I didn't mean to go on a rant, but that's my personal take.
I want to look, I'm a code switcher of sorts myself. The way I speak to you guys here on this channel thing isn't who I am in real life either. So there's going to be a level of when I'm in this environment, I'm going to have to move in this way. Like when people go to work, they act a little bit differently than they are at home. So is this it? Is this he's going to work? No, I don't see it, because I feel like rap is so tied to authenticity.
It is. And we, when I was growing up, if you was a whack rapper or you was faking, you got called out on it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have an album about you, you're gonna have something about you that's gonna tell you how fake you are. They did the same thing Ice Cube did the same thing with Hammer, because they didn't like the simple fact that Hammer was making all this money dancing. You know what I'm saying? Having fun, doing this thing. Cube didn't like that, so Cube went at MC Hammer. Then so he went to Oakland and was like, uh-oh, you know what I mean? This dude ain't, he just ain't more than just dancing. You know what I mean? So
our hot take says, can you explain why Kendrick's verse was amazing? It was better than Drake's, but were the punchlines, the flow even that good? Am I listening to the wrong one or something? So when he was saying, nothing about that, that was fun listening to him say, waking up your kid, nothing about that. That was.
I mean, this is first of all, a lot of the punchlines was dope. Like when he went into, you trying to push a P. Just look with push-ups. He's literally saying you trying to push push-ups. Like, but you should be pushing T. You know what I'm saying? Instead of pushing, you should bend that block around. You forgot about dude. You going to me? You forgot about that dude who dissed you 4 years ago. You know what I mean? And then literally dissecting who you are as a person. Like you don't literally. I called it on my channel. I called it a death of 1,000 cuts. Right? It's a death of 1,000 cuts, because the lines that you're using, like when he said, I love these dudes to death. I'm gonna explain that in 8 bars. You go to the 8 bar and he do the YNW Melly line, like, yo, again, if you're talking about Pac going straight, it's a straight hit, is what he's doing. Nas, we know what he's talking about. This is lyrically, this is poetry in motion. And he's literally something that you got to listen to. That's why people are still talking about. That's why us as Marvel, DC, comic book heads are talking about rap right now, talking about this diss track, because it's something that you have to listen to, that you got to understand the entendres that he's doing, the way that he put it together. How did he structure the bars that he did for 6 minutes without a hook? You know what I mean? Dog, it's masterful, but if it's too far over your head, you're not gonna catch it.
Ooh, it's too far over. And I know you rap too. I know you make rap music, so you should understand this stuff. It is getting better as the day goes by. I've been listening to it so many times. Probably I've listened to it maybe 8 times straight through. But then also all the reactors because I'm watching everyone react to it. I don't know how many times. A countless number, more than 20. Then he says, "That's my point. His upbringing." Here he says, "You think him being the black guy on Degrassi?" And then he says, "Absolutely not. Sorry, man. I wasn't looking down at the chat, so I don't know what you're disagreeing with. Maybe he was only introduced to that life later in his life. But brother, if you're introduced to the streets and you're more knowledgeable about that stuff afterwards, then you're being someone who you're not. If it didn't make you inform you, your formative years, then that's not who you are." Somebody actually sent me this clip of Drake. It was in my notifications of Lil Wayne. I'll find it. I think it's here.
Canadian is now my new favorite thing.
Exactly. I was the one to tell him, don't change anything. Don't think because you're coming over here by me that you got to start rapping about the things I rap about. Don't do none of that. Please rap about your little TV show, whatever you want to rap about. Rap about girls. Do that. That's what you're good at. I was like, don't come because, of course, it's only natural for you to come over and just think, if I'm with Wayne, then I'm gonna rock like Wayne, and so I rap about what I rap about, and so that was one of the main things I had to tell him from the jump, like, hey, don't change anything. Don't start singing about killing nobody. Don't start singing about the streets.
Yeah, talk about what you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like, keep it Canadian, man.
Keep it Canadian is now my new favorite thing to say.
Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real, if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game and listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it.
And I love that for Pac. I love that for Pac. Pac was in jail, literally telling. That's why I got so mad. Well, not mad, but when I did the reaction video to John Abba, who owns Comedy Hype, in Symphony, like, oh, I'm supposed to listen to it and I'm supposed to just bob my head. Why? Why? Is a vibe? Do you hear the energy that's coming out? Like, literally listen. It's so cool to be fake now. Fake booties, fake abs, fake hair. Even Pac said that. You know what I'm saying? You're bound to. What did he say? You got fake eyes, fake hair, fake nails too. You bound to fuck with fake guys too. Like, how much fakeness was we gonna have? They get mad at Kendrick because Kendrick's being honest. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really is. And again, you're trying to catch this, and is going over your head because you're not long enough to catch it, not tall enough to get what he's actually trying to say. Yeah. When Pac is saying these things, like, just don't listen, because music programs you. You know what I mean? It legitimately programs your mind. It's your subconscious. That's why you can recite different words and lyrics and stuff like that you ain't heard in a minute, because it's back in your subconscious. So you got to really understand, what are you putting in your subconscious? So if I'm just listening to nonsense, I'm listening to Sexy Red and all of this, and I'm not actually putting something in my head where I'm like, yo, you know what? I got to listen to something that's a little bit more uplifting, because, dog, this right here is killing me. Why am I thinking about this? Why am I having this feeling, this mode or whatever? Because of what you're putting in your psyche. So Pac was right. Wayne was right. Do what be yourself. But Pac was absolutely right. You got to watch what you're listening to, because a lot of this dudes will sell you a dream, and a lot of these people use that in their subconscious and go harm people off of a dream. My own personal 2 cents from a distance.
There's Canadian rappers who can rap about Canadian culture, about how we still keep our couches in the plastic. Do you guys do that there, or is that the couches in the plastic? Like, there's a new couch that just came in. There's a silver, or not a silver, a see-through clear plastic that covers the whole thing. Now your parents are gonna tell you, or your loved ones who you live with are gonna say, "Make it dirty." Yeah,
my grandma used to be like that. She'll keep that plastic on there, and you better not sit on it either. I was like, "What we gonna sit on?" It's her brand new couch.
Anzo, which rapper was I just referencing right now? Which song? And he says, absolutely not. He was introduced to that life later in his life. But yeah, like we just said, what Lil Wayne says, rap about the Canadian stuff. Well, I want to see the best Canadian rapper. Wayne even said that Drake needs to be himself in an old interview that's been going around. Yep, I just showed that, but you wrote that 10 minutes ago. She'll be cursing a lot off camera, kind of. Let's see, Nerdman, if you not tapped into what's been going on for the last 10 plus years with these two, you're not going to understand what Kendrick is talking about. I'm not even that tapped in either. I saw a video trying to like recap what's all the shots that have been happening here and there, but I don't think that's relevant to the 10 years and what happened in between. Don't matter to me. Who were you as a boy? Who were you in your teens? Okay. And then don't act like, okay, in your 20s that you got corrupted or something happened to you where you can adapt into a new American. No, if I say American, then you're gonna make it seem like I'm calling him a foreigner. It's not what I mean. I just mean he talks like it's not where he's from.
Exactly.
Be yourself regardless of your ethnicity. You're black regardless of looking at yourself in the mirror. Just be yourself.
Exactly.
Nah, I'm with Nerdman. The song isn't that good. All right.
Okay.
But you're a Drake fan. A Drake fan's not gonna listen to that and say that the song is good or bad. Everyone's gonna leave thinking that their guy won. It's too inside baseball. That's kind of true because when I went on, there's a website Genius and I heard it crashed, but it has all the lyrics and what it really means. Every single line had like a double meaning to it, so it was too much. Yeah, from first listen, you're probably gonna laugh at the sexy red "Two Bad Bitches" line. You're probably gonna laugh at some of those things, but a lot of it is you gotta have information about Puff Daddy punching him in DJ Khaled's party.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it so much of a see if it I love this is awesome. And I'm telling you why. You got to keep listening to it. When you keep listening to it, what are you doing? You keep streaming it. What you're doing is you're making this man rich every time you listen to it over and up, trying to break it. It's amazing.
And that's why he didn't just leak it or have it like the way that he rolled it out was the proper function. You can watch it on Spotify, on YouTube, on the Kendrick Lamar channel. He is monetizing this music. So the fake thing where I'm going to see if people like it or not and then wait for DJ Academics, send him a text just to say, yeah, this is the real song. You can confirm that it's real because people did enjoy push-ups. But yeah, the people who enjoy push-ups were always going to enjoy push-ups. There's nothing he can do. He cannot address a single thing from Kendrick and say do a rap song and no that doesn't address that and they'll say yeah see he won. I see at least I can dance to this one, Drake. Bro, Euphoria still has bars. I'm catching it like the Papa Joe MJ lines. Yeah, didn't catch that one. Means like Benjamin Franklin $100 bills.
Yeah.
The pet
with the bin. The like Joe. He said I got Jacksons in my home like Joe. Okay. Or okay, which is another because Catherine is his mother's name, like Joe or K, Joe okay, like Catherine Jackson. Basically,
that's a reach. She wasn't going for that.
But no, what I'm saying is just that line alone. I'm sunning you. It's all it is. I'm sunning you right now. Dope, dope.
Yeah,
dope.
but Anzo, yeah, it makes you think. He's open to new experiences and show you who you really are, if that's who you are. The street life is not a new experience or changing the way you speak and adding things to your verbiage. That's not acceptable to me, at least. And if it is to you, then there's a difference of what we're open to.
Oh, put it like this, because I'm gonna have to go here in a minute. So I'm not, even though I speak like a Californian, my mom is from Pomona. My mom gang bang. You know what I'm saying? I did not gang bang in California. So I can't go to California talking about what up, cuz, this is Trey, woo, 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 woo. I can't do that. They're like, because they're going to pull my car. We used to call it pulling your whole car. They're going to pull it real quickly. They're going to pull that report, and it's going to come up negative. And then I'm going to have to answer for that. You know what I mean? So I can't go up there and be faking like that. Like, hey, what up, cuz? I'm like, hey, what's that you from, homie? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta script. Nah. And that's all we're saying. Drake ain't gotta come around and start acting like Wayne or act like, he's something he's not. I understand that you be around certain people, you start to adapt, you start to adjust, right? But then when you brush your teeth in the mirror, who are you? It's the question. In the words of Riley Freeman, Granddad, you looking really unfamiliar right now. Is that you, granddad?
In the other words of Riley Furr,
No, I'm
Mr. Dubois.
yeah, bigger for I'm not talking. I'm talking about being fake, not gang banging. You're taking it literally. I'm using a metaphor.
But I said
So,
gang banging though. I did. If he says I'm not talking about gang banging, bro, but using the verbiage of the gangs,
right.
because you would have to be in those circles to be using those words, right? Or even like I said, mispronouncing the ing, like we're having fun. We're having fun. See how I didn't pronounce the G there?
Right.
In Toronto, we're having fun, okay? With a G
Right.
at the ending. That's the
Yeah,
way we
we saying
speak.
we having fun.
And he's the type to drop the letter, and you can't use your rap voice. Like that's not a thing. Use your Aubrey voice. I want to hear you. I want to, because if you seem to be talented enough. Oh, that's Ghost Riders. Let me pretend it's not Ghost Riders. You seem to be talented enough to make music that's catchy. Now talk about your real life experiences, and you can make some relatable shit. Eminem, and again, this is not a white thing, but Eminem does have relatable lines to a large audience. They happen to be white. That's an underserved community. So, and it's not a white thing. It's more of a cultural thing, like where your lived experiences. So if he can talk about his experiences being on set, the pressures of it, your the uncertainty of the future, the way that you feel like there's not a box for you, you can do a lot of music about those things, and with your talents, rap about it.
Right.
I think Dre is on his way out, but if there's anything you want to say, Anzo, to Dre.
Hold on, just let me get my headset fixed up because I'm at work. Just give me a second, all right?
Fine. I guess you don't have a second, Dre. Any last parting words?
No, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I gotta get some rest because I gotta get up and go to work. But I appreciate you, Chill, for bringing me on. Bigger for don't be talking stuff when I'm gone either. That's just playing. All right, y'all take it easy. And yeah, both artists, before I go, both artists, I like both artists. I like both artists from a different point of view. I like talented, good music. I like to have fun. I like to dance, and I also like to think. You know what I mean? So yeah, go K Dot.
Oh, Big Dre, man. No, I'm gonna go off on this one. You know what I mean? But just let me say this real first. I am not a Drake fan. That's just a little thing I do because it's Canadian brother. So I try to say he does it better than Americans, but I'm not a Drake fan. So let's put that out there right there.
Okay. So that was a lie from the jump. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not a Drake fan. But what I'm saying is, so we were not the same as we are now as teenagers, right? So you're still learning who you are. So it's definitely a possibility that this man could have been, I guess, had it in him or whatever, but then got exposed to it at a later age, right? Yes, you guys are right. Yes, that stuff is all there. You can watch the videos, you can watch all of it. But if you're not raised like that, if you're raised in, like you said, middle class area, I think they said his mom was Jewish, so he grew up differently than us, right? When you're 17, when you're 16, you're not who you are when you're in your 20s, right? So it's possibly that a new experience can open up you to like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? Like, I feel comfortable in this type of hood. I feel comfortable talking about this black stuff. I feel comfortable doing this stuff. This is who I really am. You know what I mean? That's the possibility.
But you're all but to counter that, you're also in an environment that tries to push a certain agenda or a certain type of a certain type of propaganda to say you have to be, if you're going to be a rapper, you have to be like this, because of, like I said, if that wasn't the case, Drake would still be exactly who he is if he wasn't being pushed to be something he's not. We see this all the time with like I said, with rap artists. In the 90s, a lot of rap artists, if you wasn't gangster rap, they was pushing you to the side. So even MC Hammer, you know what I'm saying, had to go with the pumps and the bump. You know what I mean? In try to be hardcore or whatever in his music, because that's what the industry was trying to call for when he didn't have to be. Because we all like Hammer that when he dance. That's like why I can feel where Drake is saying, where Kendrick is saying, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like this stuff. You're not that. And that's all we're saying is that he's not that. Why are you portraying something you're not? You know what I mean? You just got slapped up. Jay Prince Jr., you know what I'm saying? The Jay Prince got to make sure nobody touch you. You know what I mean? Because they discovered you. So you got immunity. So, you know, that doesn't happen again. Like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? It ain't nobody stupid.
So I do agree with 100% with the rap industry, how they try to push you to a certain narrative, right? Say that all the time, is that they try to push the gangster narrative, right? They try to push the negative stuff and all of that stuff. And I agree with you 100%. And it's possible that, yes, they could have pushed him in that direction. But at the same time, it's also possible that that could have been his true callings. That's what I'm saying, right? It's not just because he grew up a certain way means he has to act that certain way,
Yes,
right?
it does.
No,
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't.
Can I counter? I'm gonna counter one more thing. So I grew up, I grew up, you know what I'm saying? You know, in foster care, right? Just give you a kind of background. So no matter if I was staying with my uncle and he lived in a, you know, predominantly black neighborhood, but let's say it's lower to, you know what I'm saying, lower middle class, right? You know, then I'm in the hood. You know what I mean? If now that I make money now, you know, now that I'm successful within what I do for a living, I don't have to act like where I came from, but it doesn't change my vernacular. You can tell something about this guy, even though I can speak intelligent and all of that. I don't have to act ratchet. You know what I mean? I don't have to act like I used to be, because a 17-year-old me would be snapping off on some Tupac like type stuff. I don't have to do that because now I'm well in my 40s. At the same time, I'm old enough to know that I can still be myself. It's okay to be myself. So I can still have this tone. I can still know where I came from, but I can be myself. And Aubrey's way entirely too goddamn old to still be acting like he's one of these young bucks, like he's Kodak Black, a Lil Yachty or somebody. Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's all I'm saying. Stop.
So hold on. I do agree with you again. When you get older, yes, you can distinguish about how to
Are you
act and
tired of
act
your hair breaking?
and different ways and stuff like that. I agree with that 100%. I do agree with that. I'm just saying you can't look at a 17-year-old and say because he acts a certain way and then switches up when he's in his 20s or 30s, like, oh, well, no, that's not how you are. You can't be like that. No, you can't do that. Right? I don't think you could do that, especially when we're talking. Now, if we're talking about him being 25 and he switches up, then it's like, okay, yeah, now we know what you're doing. But when you're 17, when you're 18, you still learning who you are.
Brother, he was older than
He's
17, 18.
he's
He was
way
underdressed.
older than that.
Going off of what you
He's
said. I don't know what
look at
age it was, but I was just going off of what you said.
this kid. This kid.
2009 was his mixtape.
Yeah, because I was in Houston. This is how I became a Drake fan, because I think it's 95 a box. When I lived in Houston, all they did was play Drake. They played Drake. They was really pushing Drake. Why? Because Jay Prince is in Houston. You know what I mean? Jay Prince Jr. They was pumping Drake. Best I ever had. All of that. First mixtape that came out, comeback season, all got played a lot. So that's why I'm like, okay, this dude is intelligent. I like dude. Dude is cool. I like his music. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't acting like that in 2009. He wasn't acting like that when he was on Young Money and literally Nicki. Like I said, Wayne, Nicki, Drake. Drake was not who he is until Wayne started kind of, you know, Nicki kind of started doing her own thing. You know what I'm saying? And Wayne kind of went to the background, started having more fun. Then Drake became who he is. You know what I'm saying? But the more money, but just like it says, the more money you got, more it starts revealing who you really are. So what you really are is somebody who's trying to portray something you're not. That's what we're saying. The more money you getting, the more Drake start changing. Drake start, working out. Good. Drake start growing braids. Good. Drake's vernacular start changing. Start being a dick. Start trying to be more like 50 and not like Drake.
So I can't necessarily sit here and say that I have followed Drake's career for like ages. What is he doing differently now that he didn't do before?
Drake
He says
was a
nigga.
square.
He uses a 5-letter word that he was not using on the set of Degrassi or his after school activities.
So
Drake was a nerd. Drake was a straight, you know, upper middle class guy. You know what I mean? And now I don't know what this dude. It just, I mean, for one, I thought he was going to be a basketball wife at one point in time. You know what I mean? The way he was all the basketball players' faces and all of that. Then he just grew this champagne poppy persona, and he think he's like that. And I'm like, bruh, you're not like. There's people in the industry still punking you. That's why DMX said, "Man, I wish it was like if it was the old days." You know what I mean? He had to stop himself and like, I can't do that no more. You know what I mean? You know, because the way you're trying to pursue, the way your persona is coming, it's just his persona.
So his persona now is what? He's trying to act gangster. He's trying to act
like an arrogant douche that's tough. You're not that.
But Anzo, don't you watch when he's talking to Matt Devlin and Jack Armstrong, the basketball announcers for the Raptors? He's sitting courtside. Sometimes they'll give him the headset and that speak. Does he sound like who he sounds like when he raps, or is he? Introduce your parents.
Now, if you're on an NBA broadcast, you're talking to announcers. You're not going to talk the way Lil Wayne, when he's on Skip Bayless, doesn't talk the way he talks when he's on rapping.
What? What?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne doesn't talk like Lil Wayne?
He's on Skip Bayless's show? No. I mean, he still talks like, you know, with the slang or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, your attitude is going to be different. You're going to have to adapt to the audience that you're speaking to.
Oh, okay. You know he's on national television on Fox. He can't come in there and start calling people MFs and N-words and all. You know that. So let's say, let's switch it. You know what I mean? When, you know, my guy, the guy from the UK, the rapper, god damn it, when he was on Club Shay Shay, 21 Savage. 21 Savage was on Club Shay Shay. All I heard was, yeah, on God, yeah, on God. I mean, he didn't switch it because Shannon Sharp is there, NFL Hall of Famer. He felt comfortable. You know, Cat Williams to get on there and start changing who he is. None of these guys changed who they were when they were in a comfortable setting. When you're in a corporate setting, that's totally different than being in a comfortable. You're not in a corporate setting. You're a rapper. You're a rapper. You're not running a Fortune 500 company. You know,
but if you're on NBA TV and you're talking to announcers like that, then yeah, you're not going to be running around acting like that. That is a corporate thing. Like if he's on Shannon Sharp, he's going to be normal. He's going to talk. Shannon Sharp's platform is totally different than speaking on a national NBA game.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the guy who we originally, when they was filming him with big ass fucking cameras back in the day, he wasn't acting like the douchebag that he is now. He thinks I don't know what dude is on right now, but this is what he is, and he wasn't like that at the beginning. You know what I mean? And we're seeing it is holding him accountable. Because if it's me and you grew up and I started seeing you acted different, you know what I'm saying? When I know that you're not from the hood, now all of a sudden you want to pull up guns and you want to talk about robbing and shooting people, like, dog, that's not who you are. What are you doing?
I'm
checking.
Talk about robbing and shooting, so maybe I'm missing something.
No, I'm saying if I was with you, me and you were friends, right? And we're hanging around each other, and I know that you're in the comic books and all this other stuff, then all of a sudden you start changing up. You start acting real douchey. Now you're talking about, man, I want to rob something. You start acting like you're from the hood, like you about to go rob somebody. Like, yo, what are you doing? You don't even act like that. What's wrong with you?
I agree with you 100%. But
that's what Aubrey is doing.
He's running around saying he's gonna rob people and
you're taking what I'm saying literally, and I'm using it as a metaphor. What he's doing is being somebody he's not. You're not this extra douchey dude who thinks he's tough because you done got your abs done and you don't put on some weight. You're not that dude. That's all I'm saying. You're that same skinny kid, you know what I mean, who came out from the Degrassi. You made best I ever had. You a lover boy. You're not this guy. And that's all Kendrick was saying. You're not this guy.
So do you remember when Tupac first came out?
You talking to somebody who followed this dude's career.
Okay. So who was he with? Digital
with Digital Underground, but he was still Tupac. He was still Tupac. Well, you can't ask Shock G because he's in the afterlife right now. But he was still
Tupac. Go look at Tupac's interview when he's 17-year-old.
He's 17. But 17-year-old, you know he was
hold
in
on,
school,
though.
right?
Was he not raised by a Panther? Did he not grow up in Baltimore having big fun and learning that
He was in Marine City. He was in Marine City in the Bay, and he's being interviewed by somebody at his school. You think he gonna be like, yeah, fuck these hoes and da 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 when he's being interviewed at his school?
Exactly.
Come on, dog. You're Stretch Armstrong right now.
No.
You're
But
Stretch Armstrong right now because even Shock G said, "Hey, Tupac was still Tupac. We had to calm little dude down because he had that Panther in him." Go watch his interview when he going to, when he's talking to the New Panther organization and he's 21.
Tupac never started acting gangster until he actually went to death row and got with Suge Knight. Before that, he was never doing all of that.
What are you talking about? Have you listened to Thug Life? Have you listened to Strictly for My Niggas?
I've listened.
He was already. What are you talking about? This is somebody who literally did a whole report on Pac in college, dog. Come on, you're not gonna get me on this one.
Talking about his public persona, right? He did an interview on Oprah, right? Was it Oprah? I think it was one of those talk shows. Can't remember if it was Oprah. Whatever. Totally different persona than he actually act later on with Suge Knight. So are we gonna discredit Tupac because he acted differently before he got with Suge?
Go watch that MTV interview when him and Biggie is sitting around. He wasn't on Death Row then when he was with Thug Life. Can you explain that?
I don't remember the interview.
Go watch it. Go watch that interview when it's him, when it's Richie Rich, Biggie is sitting right there.
I'm sure I've seen it. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, it was way before Death Row. And the reason why he left Digital Underground because of his mouth. He's always been like that. That wasn't no public persona. Money just shows you who you are after a while. And the more money you get, the louder you get. And that's what we're talking about, Aubrey.
With Drake, money showed him who he really was. He could have always been stupid little kid that we've seen. He could have always been that. But now he got money and it's coming out more.
And we're talking about the way that he enunciates words. We're talking about his mannerisms that you can't tell me he was always that way. No, he did not pick that up in any of his. I don't care how related to a guy from Memphis you are. You didn't have that experience.
But you don't know that because you never actually spoke to him off camera or other ways. So you don't know how he was acting, though, Jill. You don't know if he was acting like the way he's acting now with his friends. Just because you see 1-2 videos where he's talking differently does not necessarily mean that that's how he talked to his homeboys on the street.
I think to tell me that I don't know with 100% certainty is correct. I don't know. I'm also like, you don't have to know something to put someone in jail. You need to be convinced beyond reasonable doubt. I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt. A childhood actor is not who he is when he raps and how he sounds when he raps.
Okay, but I'm just saying, unless you know the man and was chilling with him all the time, none of us could say that, right? Because all of us on this platform, you even said it, we are different on the platform technically, you were the same person when I met you. There was no difference when I met you.
Hey, don't get personal, Anzo, sir.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying there was no difference. You were like, oh, I'm different. I was like, nah, that was chill. This is chill. This is chill. I know.
All right.
And you didn't meet me and start saying, yo, what up, nigga? I'm gonna bust this shit. You know what I mean? You weren't doing that. You were still chill.
We literally did. That's the video we recorded. We literally. Oh, no, sorry. Get back to the debate, though, because Dre's about to leave, so go ahead. Attack. Go.
Hold on. He said we actually have video evidence of Drake talking about how ignorant people sound when they don't talk properly. Well, like I said, using Tupac, for me, I'm sorry. You're not going to do it. You can't. You can't. Sorry, you're not gonna win that argument with me because I can literally break down exactly when Pac has always been like, again, his mama was a Panther. You know what I'm saying? He used to go literally to these black organizations and cuss these people out because they wasn't doing enough for the neighborhood. That was the same. That was always been Tupac. He's never, 17-year-old Pac, innocent at Baltimore, getting interviewed by his teacher is going to be totally different than when he's 18 years old and he can't feed himself that day. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about how he got to go, to the pizza shop and eat the pizza, and then he got to work there and then go wait for his mama to get home, but his mama ain't there, so he got to get with the homies, try to sell crack. That didn't work. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to figure out a way to go eat. You know what I mean? With a beer in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it with the rest of the homies, trying to figure out how I'm going to make it today until he got his opportunity with Digital Underground. You're not going to win that argument. You got to pick somebody else.
No, I'm going to pick him because at the same time, like I said, I've watched just as much Tupac's interviews. He wasn't doing all of that extra shit.
Watch the Thug Life. When he was with Thug Life, go watch that. Go watch that interview with him and Biggie. And see if he wasn't with Suge Knight, he wasn't with Death Row. He wasn't even doing. Matter of fact, Me Against the World wasn't even out yet. And this
Row. He was acting a lot extra.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was doing the same thing that he did when he was with Thug Life, when he was hanging with Be Legit, 40 Water, Richie Rich, and all of them. He was acting the same way when he was with Digital Underground. You gotta go get way more research than a few clips on YouTube. Go watch his documentary on Hulu. Go watch his documentary on Hulu. You know what I mean? But this is somebody who actually had to do a research paper in college back in 1999 on Tupac, because that's who I wanted to do my research on. You know what I mean? From the start of his career to the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? Because I picked him as my influential leader. You know what I mean? Because he was a leader of the masses. And so you have to understand the psyche of this guy. This guy has been like, he literally was like that because he was hungry. And he's telling y'all, I'm not going to be so nice next time. When you listen to Strictly for My Niggas, what do you think he's talking about? Just because he did Brenda's Got a Baby didn't mean he changed. He's always been like that. Period.
Not to me, but it's okay. I know what I've seen. He act totally extra, totally different than he actually did when he was with Suge Knight.
You got to go do a little bit more research on that one though, B. And I think you will see where I'm coming from.
We'll see.
All right, I gotta get out of here. I appreciate the debate. Much love to both of y'all. But I gotta get some rest because I gotta go to bed.
Yes, sir. Follow the Dre Max show. Check him out. He got shows in the morning every morning at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
And I'm the same way in person that I am on camera. Ask Megan Good.
Stop lying.
ask Megan and Jonathan.
I'm gonna show you that. Are you leaving or how much time do you got?
I got like 15 minutes.
Oh, we're good. This is an interview of Kendrick Lamar. Let's see if he talks in his rap voice.
This record, it comes out, it's the biggest thing ever. You were great on Saturday Night Live, by the way. Appreciate it. And it was, oh my gosh, it's so good.
He said, appreciate it. If that was Drake, it would say, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh my God.
So different. It's so well done. It was just fantastic. You got most Grammy nominations. You made it. The winner of research, 12 nominations. Yeah, this is Michael Jackson.
Kendrick's not talking very much. Like I was expecting to take like an analysis of what Kendrick says, but he's not talking.
It sounds normal to me. Like,
but I can still hear him sound like authentic when he's saying thanks to Jimmy, when he's talking about I don't want to pass him, and he said something about though, like the way that he speaks and he's pronouncing his words is how he raps.
1975.
Those are the records that my parents played when I was growing up.
Those the records, not those are the records. He's just speaking the way he speaks. Those the records my parents played.
In the 90s, they played none but.
Yeah, but that's broken English though, bro. Come on now.
But they played none but. See, he's pronouncing the way that it sounds like he doesn't use a rap voice, is what I'm trying to say. Hey,
so do you talk to me the same way you would talk to like your white bosses?
I'm pretty consistent with my speaking.
Well, because you don't use the slang like I do, right?
I wouldn't use slang terms, but when I'm talking about pronouncing words the way that I pronounce words, I would talk to the same way whether it's a boss or at the workplace, whether I'm applying for something. I'm not just going to completely change my accent. I don't have a phone voice. Oh, hey, how can I help you? I don't. That's not me.
So, okay. So what I was saying is the last thing he said something, and you said, "Oh yeah, he sounded like that." But you wouldn't say that to a white boss, right? You wouldn't say like, "Yeah, whatever he said." I can't remember. It's slipping my mind. But you would say it different, like you said, "Yes, sir," or whatever. "Yes, I am this," or "Yes, I am."
Yeah,
You would say, "Yeah."
I'm saying I would sound like that when it comes to pronouncing words, but I wouldn't use certain words. Like there would be a list of words I could not use, but every word
Right.
that I would still use, I would sound like me.
Okay. Example. Because I'm talking about obviously, like, yes, you're gonna say, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna say right? But if I'm speaking to like I don't know, I guess a boss, or if I say like, yo man, what's up? I'm not gonna say to the boss, yo man, what's up?
I've what's up to bosses.
Huh?
I've done
Yeah,
what's up.
maybe after you've been with them for a while, but not right away. You're gonna be like, hey yo man, what's up? Like, let's say you're
Oh,
going
but
in there.
that doesn't matter though. Like everyone's like that. You don't what's up everybody. Yeah. You have to learn someone.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you're not going to speak the same way to everybody that you're dealing with. Sorry if you guys hear that. I'm outside, but yeah, because I'm on break. But yeah, I'm just saying you're not going to speak to the same person the same way to everybody, right? I'm just saying. Like, I'm not defending this Drake guy, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say because you acted a certain way at 17, then you're faking the funk because you're acting differently at 20 or 30.
The math, well, 30, 20 and 30, 17 are three different numbers. So Aubrey, born in 1986, okay? In 2006, that makes him a 20-year-old. That was his 20th birthday. And 3 years later, when he's 23, we start hearing Still Fly. We start hearing the mixtapes. And so at the age of 23, let's just say 22, that's not the time where you go, I am going to sound like I'm from Atlanta. And Kendrick doesn't have that. Kendrick sounds like Kendrick.
This temptation is always to gangster rap.
I don't think Jimmy Fallon listened to that, but he's just like, yeah, it paid off. 11 nominations. I couldn't answer the phone in the military because I said sup when I answered the phone. Oh, is William trying to say that there's consequences to the way that he naturally is? I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right? Of course, you're not going to be able to answer the phone if you're speaking in slang and what's up. And then if you have to deal with people from multi-million-dollar companies and stuff, you're going to talk differently. You're going to adapt to the way they speak. You're not going to come in there unless it's like, again, you're in the music industry and, oh, this is what they want to see. Black person coming with the yo, what up, man? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course. Right? But let's say you're Kanye West and you're trying to get a deal with Adidas and you're speaking to them higher up Jewish people, you are not going to talk like that.
I can't speak for Kanye West. I think Kanye West is bipolar, and there's no standard
Yeah,
I'm going to put on the man.
but I'm just using that as an example. I'm just saying, like when you trying to bust a multi-million-dollar deal with these higher ups and they white, Jewish, whatever, you gonna come correct. You not gonna come with the slang, yo, what's up, man, and this and that. You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar speaks like that because that's where he is from, and I get that. But I mean, we as Canadians, and we don't talk like the way we talk, right, Americans, but most of us do.
You know what though? This is kind of, and it upsets me that this happens. There's like a TikTok generation where they have this homogenized culture. Well, the way people say things, if something's cap, if something, I started hearing that from Americans. Maybe it took 2-3 years. Cap is being used here by our young
Yes.
people also. They're picking up culture, and everyone's kind of got the same. There's no more. This is from the South. This is from there's like a a uniform way of speaking.
Absolutely, I agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. So we pick up a lot of things, like the man said about. You know what I mean? Like when they make fun of us, they are about way we talk, but you can hear sometimes it in my voice too when I say it. You can hear the Canadian sometimes, right? Or like, yeah, okay, that's how we said that. But more or less, people think I'm Jamaican by the way I speak.
But that's the thing in Toronto, the Jamaican culture is very influential to our speaking, where we'll say things instead of about, the way that we say about is bout. Bout.
About, right?
We skip the A. We skip the A. That's something that I think is influenced from patois, I think.
And you guys, Toronto, like we did it here in Montreal too. We had our own like kind of lingo or whatever. But you guys have like a whole complete freaking. I gotta read a book to understand what a Torontoan is saying. You know what I mean? Like you guys actually have this own fam, like that fam shit that came from Toronto.
Yeah.
What up, fam, and all that fam stuff. That's the Toronto thing. You know what I mean? But people pick up those certain things. So I'm just saying, like, he could have picked all that stuff up. Don't make you fake.
Yeah, to pick up things from your surroundings doesn't make you fake. To put it in your art is a conscious decision. And that's not, I was in the booth, I was in the neighbor, K-Dot, I'm adding you. That there's a different, and I think that to put it in music is a thought that you go, and that's gonna last forever. That's permanent. That's in music. And do I really feel like this? This is how I want to represent myself? Is this how I want to represent myself? And it's wrong.
No, I get you. But when you put it in the music, and we all know this, you are conformed industry. We're going to conform to what is going to make money, right? So if speaking like a Canadian is not going to make you money, then you are going to go and you're going to speak like an American in your rap songs. It's just what you're going to do.
Right,
What
you know,
up,
we do
kid?
that Canadian lingo here up in America. If you want to make money here, you got to do what Drake does. You need to adapt. You need to be a chameleon. But I just came here to defend the GOAT. I heard some Kendrick Lamar stands were amongst us.
Go ahead,
You know, I
K-Dot.
am a fan. This is the thing. I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a fan of Drake. I'm no stan of either one. So I'm coming unbiased here. I got to defend Drake, man. Heard you got some beef with him, Chill. What's up, man?
Go ahead, K-Dot. Thank you. But see, he had backup for like the first 10 minutes when I came in, and now my last 10 minutes I got backup. Even though I'm not sure I like the backup that I have, but I'll accept it for now.
I don't know, Chill. You know, Kendrick, this could have been AI, man. I don't think he wrote them lyrics.
I want a serious K-Dot today. I want Kendrick.
I did a TikTok live earlier discussing this. We was like having people go back and forth, like who had the best diss track. We also covered Chris Brown's diss track too. I think Chris Brown had the best diss track. Yes, better than Kendrick.
Yeah.
Overall, Chris Brown had the best one out of all of them. He did. That's a fact. But Drake has not given up yet. Until Drake submits and does not respond with a diss track, he has not given up yet.
He's known to do that. He didn't respond to Rick Ross. He didn't respond to Pusha T.
Why do we got to respond to Rick Ross? Isn't he what's that thing Rick Ross said? Put Molly in her champagne or whatever. Huh? He said put Molly in her champagne. Why are you putting Molly in women's champagne, man? What's up with that, Rick Ross? Drake wouldn't do that.
She didn't even know it. Some days you might think Drake is Jamaican.
Drake is versatile.
The Stan would say K-Dot. He has too many alter egos. That's true. Listen, it's not about being work or business, but when Drake can be Drake, he being someone I don't think he understands, coming from his heritage. What does heritage mean?
For his heritage. What do you mean?
If you're talking about his mom is white, his dad is black, his heritage, I that's not the direction I'm trying to take this. My bad.
Yeah, I mean he's both. I was just having a debate with some people on threads about that. People keep saying he's not black, but it's like his dad's black. Yeah, his mom's white, but he's still black.
Oh, we talking about that next week on the OOC. We were supposed to do it this week, but we had to deal with you guys first. But next week we're gonna talk about that.
You should. Well, okay, Andre, let me ask you this, right? Now, I obviously present, you would assume I'm black, right? But I'm also mixed with some European and Native American. Nobody wouldn't know that. Does that mean I'm only just black?
I promise you the experiences in you're asking Anso, not me. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I focus on more of my black side. I really don't like get into my Native American side. Not even my parents and stuff. But we are mixed with that. So it's like
For me, I always say being black is not just being skin color. It's about the culture. It's about a whole lot of things, right? So you could be a biracial person and you can embrace that black side, or you can embrace the white side at the same time, right? But technically, you still black in the eyes of the world. Light skin, because they don't know a light skinned dude from a biracial dude, right? Unless you tell them. Because my son is as light as chill, but I'm black and his mom's black. You know what I mean? So when people would see him, sometimes they would ask me, "Oh, is his mom white?" No, she's not. Right? So you don't know unless they tell. So to sit there and say someone is not black because they're biracial, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with this conversation being had. I'd like to change the subject from the biracial thing because that's not at all what it is. This is about culture. This is about Drake being a childhood actor. It was the first thing that Kendrick opened with.
always hating on his actor.
He's trying to manipulate people, and he's switching up. That's who Drake is. And Kendrick,
You see, I don't see a problem
Drake
with him
hasn't
being
switched
a
up
child.
yet.
Got to get into the door somehow, right? Fucking Tyrese was an R&B singer before he was an actor. So are we gonna say, oh well, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it was.
the role of an actor is to pretend to be someone you're not, and it's accepted. The role of as a rapper is to be who you are in writing, and your authenticity is reflected. Kendrick Lamar does that. Tyrese,
Not necessarily. Look, I would say this, and when it comes to the rap, all right, look, for me, it depends, right? It depends. If you are a rapper and you claim you write everything, there's like no writers in the room when you write everything. You claim I write everything off the top of my head or I go off the dome. And we come to find out that you have writers, then that's when it's a problem. But if you're a rapper and you write, obviously rappers get help writing too. I mean, it's why they hire writers in the music industry. They got to get paid also.
wrong of them to do this, and it's.
I don't think it's wrong.
Okay, fine.
I think it's wrong
to-
when they lie and say, "Hey, I write all my stuff," when in actuality you don't. You're not saying you don't write most of it, but you
Yeah,
definitely
fine. If you're getting help, but if 70% of the music is you and 30% is not you, I'm gonna give you only you're a 70% rapper. Okay, I'll give you that credit. I'll give you the 70%.
But we also got to remember,
I agree
Drake
with
is
you
more
when
than just rap too. He's like a pop star. He's so much more than just a rapper too.
Y'all wild, bro. I think they was talking about you guys. Connoisseur says not facts. BBL Drizzy. Nah, he got to clap back at Ross.
Ross don't need no clap back.
What Ross was saying though, his raps weren't as sophisticated as my boy Kendrick, and I think he maybe took some of the wind out of the sail. Maybe Kendrick would have gone for some of those lower shots, but because Rick Ross already did it, fine. I'll just cover it once and move on up.
That's why Ross diss isn't even one of the memorable ones out of this. The only ones people really care about is Cole's, which he opted out of. Pathetic. Drake's and Kendrick's. And Chris Brown, even though Chris Brown's has nothing to do with the Drake, Kendrick, and Cole situation. He's just, coming out to diss.
What is the mistake? J. Cole said, "This is a 7-minute drill. I wrote the song in 7 minutes." You don't do a 7-minute diss track because the diss tracks are way more important to your legacy and your who you are and your reputation. Those are the ones you take the whole year off. Maybe not a year. You take a month off and you study and you do. You can't do a diss track in 7 minutes and expect good. Rick Ross, I'm not going to be impressed that he's so good. He did this in 7 minutes. No, focus on it. So like right now, we just saw Kendrick do a shot. He says he's got more. He's gonna do back to back just like Drake did. That's what he said in his song. Fine. I hope you take your time. Wait for Drake. Drake, it's gonna take you 20 days, just like it took Kendrick 20 days. Like let's hear the best Drake that we got. Rick Ross got under Drake's skin, and it's best to ignore him. Rick Ross is also a cop. Let's not pretend he's the leader of standards. Ross is not gonna stop trolling him if he goes after him. it was a mistake of Drake to troll back at Kendrick. Remember what the RDC World said when they were like, "Yo, that's Kendrick," and then I should make an Instagram
I
post.
mean,
That'll
but
get him.
I think Drake is trolling too. I don't think he's taking it serious. And honestly, at the end of it, it's not going to affect his career.
K-Dot, he is bothered by this. No, K-Dot, this is it's not going to affect his career. Fine.
This is the Drake you're about to get if Kendrick keeps it up. ADM in Toronto Drake, Dark Lane demo tapes Drake. You keep messing with Drake, he's gonna pop.
I remember when Pusha T came here. He did a concert. Some people went on stage, and I guess they were representing Drake and was supposed to intimidate him. It was very lame. It was like such a weak move, because when I think of people go in your honor.
What year was this?
Like 2017, when they did the thing where he exposed the child. 2019? What year was it?
I mean, because Drake let him slide. Drake probably let him slide. They probably didn't.
No, but you don't have goons like that. You were a childhood actor on Degrassi. Whoever these men are hired help. Like they're not your diehards who will take a bullet for you. You don't have an entourage.
Are you sure they was from OVO?
What is OVO? An organization he started in his 20s. Those are not your I came from the mud people. That's
well, I mean, okay. Well, did Pusha T went to Canada, right? Because all the goons he was like Jay Prince he associate with are in America. I don't think they send.
Chris Evans is also from Canada. It's also like an American. Scarlett Johansson is a New Yorker. Does she have New York goons? No, because of her experiences and where she was.
I mean,
childhood actress.
They don't need goons, to be fair.
Scarlett Johansson is the childhood actress. So is Drake.
Well, you know what? I will say this. I'm not sure if they have goons because the mob in the movie industry are very well interconnected. At a point, they was. So I wouldn't be shocked.
Scarlett Johansson to Drake.
I'm not saying they got goons, but maybe they might. It's a strange industry.
I apologize, but I gotta bounce, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.
So you had no favorite lines from the Kendrick Lamar insults?
I will say this. I liked how he started off low and he built up to it, switched the beat. But I will say this. This is why I'm just kind of a little underwhelmed by it. I like that he put it on Spotify. I immediately put it on my playlist. It's on my playlist, y'all. So no biases here. But all he did was just basically say all the same stuff that everyone been saying about Drake for years. Oh, you're soft. You ain't tough. I hate when Drake raps tough, even though he's soft. Like everybody been saying this. So I'm not saying Kendrick really didn't come with nothing new. Like I was waiting for Kendrick to like drop a bomb and reveal something jaw-dropping. Like how Pusha T revealed his kid, hiding his kid, which was some jaw-dropping news. It didn't hurt Drake's career, but it was something like, what the heck? You hiding your kid, bro? And you got a kid. Drake has a kid. Kendrick didn't do none of that. But he did drop bars, some double entendres. He hit it. He hit it in there. And also Kendrick calling out Drake for his fathering skills. And I'll say this, to be fair, I don't know if Kendrick is a good father or a bad father. And the same thing can go for Drake. I don't know how they are as parents. So I can't really say what it is because the only way we will know if Drake is a trash father is when his kid gets older and he reflects and tells us how he grew up.
Man.
Same for Kendrick. Same for Kendrick's kids. So I can't really say who's a good or bad father.
Drake's kid lives in France with his porn star mother. Drake's child has an absent father who, he may be doing some trips here and there, but it's just gonna be a shitty relationship by the nature of Drake's profession, always being away. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get that's what we're gonna get. Why are you disagreeing?
But Kendrick could be always away too. We don't know.
No, yeah, for touring, sure, but I feel like he lives in LA. Home base is LA.
Okay, that is clear that Kendrick doesn't get enough buzz to be able to go on all these tours and stuff, selling out concerts. Drake is always consistently selling out. Got to go perform.
We're talking about the child. You're trying to make I ain't attention to his commercial success, which is true. But I'm talking about the childhood and what the tell-all story that you were saying is going to happen.
But it's the thing. There's a bigger demand for Drake than it is Kendrick. So
See, you're doing it again.
Drake gotta handle business.
You're doing it again. Instead of talking about the child, you're talking to me about how much more money Drake
No,
makes.
it's linked to the child. That's why there's a bigger demand for Drake right now, and in general, Kendrick took a backseat. I don't know the last time Kendrick had a concert. If anyone in the comments could let us know, when's the last time Kendrick had an actual concert? Like,
Again, you're comparing how much more successful Drake is in his music career, and that's not the conversation that's being had. It's irrelevant of how much more Drake. It's understood that Drake is more popular. Drake makes more money. We get that.
No, yeah, he is more. But this is what I'm saying. There's more time that's being asked of him compared to Kendrick. So that's
I'd
why.
explain that to a child. A kid is not going to get that.
I mean, but his kid's at an age to where, I mean, what is Drake supposed to do? Work less?
Well, for one, they could live in LA, or does he live in Toronto? Whichever. It's not in France.
I don't know where he lives, but he probably sees him every day.
Yeah, you know that's not true. You know he lives with his mom.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that.
No, we don't know, but he does see his dad.
Did you get the Tommy Hilfiger and the Fubu line? What Kendrick was saying about Drake?
Tommy Hilfiger style, but Fubu never had been your collection.
Way back, Tommy Hilfiger had some racist things that were said, like, "Man, if I knew it was gonna be worn by them, I wouldn't have made the clothing," or some shit like that. But Fubu is Damon John's brand. The guy from Shark Tank, you know?
No.
You can click on this and they'll give you the whole explanation. Fubu, for us, by us.
Well, to be fair, our boxes are covering it.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it. My mistake. Oh, yeah, I thought it was like the best screen there.
Yeah, that better.
But you can see what Fubu means, for us, by us. It was black owned, and that's why he made that line. There was a lot of things that were deeper than just you're gay. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard of Mr. Morale. Like, this is all about how Drake is trying to say Whitney cheated, but not once did my boy say Sophie or like Kendrick doesn't go personal. He wasn't trying to, not in this song at least, because I guess he knows there's another layer. Because if he unloads the whole entire thing, the whole clip, which apparently there's 19 minutes.
Go back to it. I would say he did take okay, they're not so personal to the point where, like, when Chris Brown went at Takeoff. Well, no, not Takeoff. He didn't go at Takeoff. He actually didn't. He went at Quavo for not standing on business for Takeoff. Really striking a nerve. That's personal. Now, I would say he did take some, like, he didn't go so direct as, like, pull anything from his life too much, but he did call out things that he always had issue with that that people say Drake commonly does. So I say, in a way, it is personal. Well, when you talk about personal, what you exactly mean? Like how Chris went at Quavo?
Yeah, no, mentioning the wives, mentioning family members. He didn't get at his son. There's nothing really to get at the son. The son is just a son. He's just a boy, right? Okay. And so I'm happy that the kid wasn't a target right now.
I mean, it is rap beef, so
it will eventually.
People
but
get caught, and even kids might get caught in crossfire. I don't agree with it, but
I think Kendrick just doesn't want Whitney, his wife, being mentioned on this stream right now. So he's not going to make Whitney the subject of anything. He's not going to make Drake's personal family the subject of anything, just so that in retaliation nothing comes to Whitney.
So this is what I heard. I mean, I need to actually look up this because I really don't care that much about Kendrick's wife, honestly, or his personal or his kid's name, whatever. But shouts out to them. Hopefully you're good. So was one thing he did call out Drake for that we did just talk about is him not claiming the culture, not claiming being black, like he's picking and choosing when to be black and when to be white, right? But his wife is also biracial too.
So you're on the Twitter. You're on Twitter on the wrong feeds. Okay.
No, I'm not even on Twitter. No. This one.
That's not what he's going for. He's not insulting the people for where they're from or from their races. That's biracial people are not under attack at all. He knew a woman that he knew in high school, sweetheart. He got married to her. He, happily ever after. That's his reality. He's coming at Drake for everything he acts like, and not because his dad's from Memphis and he's black, his mom's from Canada and she's white.
Right, and when that's the thing,
there's no line in the song.
Kendrick just stayed in the obvious. He didn't do nothing new. I like the track. The track is dope, but he ain't doing nothing new. He just stayed in the obvious.
He needs to do AI. He didn't resurrect the dead rapper. Is that what are you looking for?
I mean, I thought he was gonna drop something all like shocking.
That he has another child.
Nothing shocking. That's why
you have a tattoo behind your backside.
That's crazy. Why this didn't resonate hard enough the way Chris did his. It didn't. Like, I want to see them keep going back and forth. It's fun. I'm having fun with it. I like it. But someone gotta hit. Drake better come back with some information. He better tell us like Kendrick. I don't know. Sold drugs to a kid or something. I don't know. Like, it gotta be something crazy. He need to get some dirt on Kendrick and reveal. He got to go all the way back to his past. Like, talk to one of his family members, get some sick information about him and defame his character badly.
Kendrick's been on the public spotlight for a long time.
Kendrick's a lot more incognito though. There's a lot of stuff that, like, it's to the point where I don't care that, like, I know the name of Drake's son. I don't know none of his kids' name. Yeah, that's how much I don't care about his personal life. It's like, he just make my music,
it's not by choice that we know Drake's son. Pusha T said it. Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run.
No, okay, look at like
kid this, right? To this day. I've never seen that kid wearing Adidas. I've seen that kid on basketball games. I've seen that kid in all these public appearances, and he's never wearing Adidas. Thank you, Push.
Look at it like this, right? I know Kanye's daughter's name. Well, his
Blue Ivy.
No, Northwest. His main daughter that's like doing music with him now just did the song, hopped on this album. Like, I know her name. I don't care too much about her life, but I at least know her name. I don't know anything deeper than, I don't even know her relationship with her mom and the Kardashians. I don't watch that stuff, but I know her name. When it comes to Kendrick, I don't know his kid's name. I don't know his wife's name. I don't care about their names. So,
good.
It's.
Drake is about to hit up Nardwuar. Did you see the Nardwuar interview with Kendrick? How he just knows everything about Kendrick?
Yeah, that's who he should hit up. I don't know how Nardwuar gets that stuff. You need to hit up Nardwuar to get some information.
Make that phone call really quickly.
But Nardwuar might lose a bunch of love might lose some love if he does that from rappers.
That doesn't diminish what he did drop, though. It doesn't make Drake's track better just because Kendrick's didn't meet a possible unrealistic expectation from the masses.
I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic to expect some dropping or some hard hits from a diss track. I mean, look, I'm not saying. I'll be honest with you. I mean, sure, this track is obviously better lyrically than Drake's Push Up song.
Fine, thank you. Finally,
but like, it's not even one of the strongest diss tracks we heard recently. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
like. Fine. This is the craziest.
I'll take it. You can leave the comment there, but I'll tell this man.
Let me just make this very clear. A singer has a better diss track than a rapper, a full-time rapper who raps lyrically consistently, doing conscious rap. A singer, Chris Brown, has a better diss track than Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Chris Brown was angrier. Chris Brown came with the insults.
Chris Brown came with the right type of energy. All of it. It was perfect. I got no Vaseline vibes. No Vaseline, just went in raw.
Chris Brown. He went in raw. And then the thing about the masses, if you're talking about convincing the masses, I know that's a lost battle. There's nothing Kendrick Lamar can do. Pusha T revealed the man had a son. It didn't matter. I don't care.
Drake can't be touched. Can't be touched.
I like that all rappers want Drake to do is be a better father. LL Cool J and the dude from Shark Tank.
Most of these rappers ain't even good fathers anyways. So I don't know why they. I mean, I wouldn't say Kendrick's. From what I get from Kendrick's character, his personality, I assume he probably would be a better fit father than most of these rappers that I know about.
What about Drake expose? What did Drake expose about Kendrick? Nothing yet.
About his deal. I really don't care.
No, he exposed that Kendrick's wife cheated with the bodyguard. That's what he exposed. It's just there's no facts, there's no proof. There's no number There's no phone call of 911 about a incident at home that he revealed. Like there's just nothing that can prove that that's true. But he's sure fans will say he exposed Kendrick's wife.
Or maybe Kendrick is beefing behind the scenes with his wife, going like, "Man, why'd you do that? Now they know all our business. We got to pretend as if it ain't real."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying she did, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying she did it. I'm not saying she didn't do it, but there's no proof of it.
I know she did. Yeah, it's no proof. It's just claims. Both sides making claims.
So this is something that was exposed.
And Drake paid $530K to a woman who has claimed the rapper had sex.
That's why he says, "Have you ever paid $500,000 like to an open case?" And when he asks Drake that question, and you know, listening to people like Back of the Bus, I found it, and I guess from this website also that's happened in 2019. It wasn't public, but we know that that's what Drake did, and that's exposing.
Did he for sure?
Yeah. There's documents of it. It happened.
No, I did. He for sure assault her.
I don't know, but he
settled it. That's the thing, because I'll be honest with you, 2019, I would have definitely knew about that. I mean, but they paid her off. It was probably something swept under the rug quick. But
the way that I talk about Jonathan Majors and the way I talk about the system and how easy it is if someone is trying to convince a jury, all you gotta do is cry, say this happened. I'm never gonna be mad at somebody for settling, and I'll never view settling as admission of guilt. I think you never want your fate to be at the hands of these strangers. I'd rather just pay you the money. I'll make the money back because you know I'm still an active rapper and I'm still very, very much gonna make it back $500K in the next week.
But yeah, I'm not gonna get there. I'm not gonna go there.
We gotta know if it happened or not. We have no evidence outside.
No, I was about to go somewhere else, but that's like for another stream, another day. We'll say for a Jonathan Majors stream.
Okay.
I hate when a rapper talks about then somebody go there and then somebody died, they turn it nuns, then hop online like pray for my city. He faking for likes and digital hug. J. Cole did call this out one time. I do agree. Yeah, you know. I mean, but to be fair, Drake never act. Drake is far from a nun. I think one thing about Drake is that he is definitely a fuck boy. He's a city boy. He's a fuck boy. You can say that for sure. He probably breaks a lot of women's hearts and shit. Probably promise them a lot of shit like, "Ooh, baby, I love you," blah blah, all this shit, breaking their hearts and stuff. So the dirt he does is more of like the lover boy type of shit, but the toxic lover boy shit. I don't think he's out here, you know, obviously spinning blocks and all that stuff.
Toxic lover boy. Toxic lover boy is pathetic.
I mean, depends. Depends what perspective you look at it from. A lot of men would think that shit's cool. I'm not saying it's something. I'm just saying not something I envy or do. But you know, a lot of men do champion sleeping around with a bunch of women and moving on to the next.
Well, I don't think that's. I don't read toxic lover boy as that. But okay, fine. That's
no. I think what Drake does, which you have to listen to the music he does and make Certified Lover Boy For All the Dogs. He literally admits, "I'm a dog." For All the Dogs is that album is him saying, "I am a dog." So he's pretty much telling you like, yeah, I'm a dog ass dude. I mean, look, he's not with his current girl he got pregnant. It's clear their relationship didn't work out. Clear he couldn't, settle down for once. He's probably breaking a lot of women's hearts out here.
Didn't he do something with like 40 hearts of all 40 women he loved? Didn't he have like a jewelry of 40 necklaces?
I think he did that music video with them for his house party album, club music party, whatever the album was.
I don't care who you are. Telling 40 people that you love them, falling in love with 40 people.
Yes, you can see that's some fuckboy shit.
Even 10 is a lot. 10 people, you fall in love with 10 people
because you're like you are misleading them intentionally and getting them hooked, and then when you go like, nah, babe, I just want to fuck you. That's it. And then you go like, you just want to fuck? Yeah, I just want to fuck you. Deuces. You're breaking their heart along the way. I get it. They shouldn't be getting attached either. Like, what makes you think you can get Drake? You know, It's clear Drake only needs you for one thing. Get his thing wet. That's all.
And since Drake is only 30-something years old, how quickly do these relationships turn into I love you relationships?
Things
He's only, and how many, considering there's 40 of them and he's only 40, you know,
We'll
and
see
he
what
got,
it's like
popular
for
when he
Drake.
was 20. So if we look at like in the last 20 years, that's 6 months per relationship. That's not true.
We'll see what it's like next decade and see if he wants to settle down. I doubt he will. I think he's just because it's all part of his like gimmick, the whole lover. I mean, that's more so him. That's truly him. This pretty boy that can knock down any girl, get her in, get her panties off. That's his thing. That is for sure him. That's not a gimmick. That's him. He can do that shit.
Okay. The next line here about the Crody, don't speak on the family. Do you have any like thoughts on this thing? Because he was trying to sound like he's from Toronto.
Don't speak on my family, Crody. It can get deep. Don't talk about me. It can get deep in my family, Crody. Don't talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone gonna bleed in your family. Oh, see, now I was getting personal. You see that? Yeah, someone gonna bleed in your family, Crody. What's that?
That's a warning. That's
Kendrick.
a warning. Don't do these things.
That's a threat.
These things can happen to you. These are warnings. These are.
Oh, who we gonna threaten? What other? Oh, okay, who we trying to threaten? Adonis, his mama, his old daddy from Memphis.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
Getting a little toxic.
Drake's cat name is Crody, so he's gonna kill the cat.
Nah. That cat is a replacement for Adonis.
Okay, so if the cat is named Crody,
it's clearly a replacement for somebody else because I'm okay. If he is targeting the cat, is that supposed to be tough? It's clear he's replacing it with. He's making it clear, like, don't talk about my family, but if you keep it up, someone in your family.
It's not about the cat. Because he
it's
says,
not about the cat.
what do you think I do? You think I just sit around and do research to dig up on people? So he would not know the man's cat's name. That's a level of like a nerd shit that you would and studying that you would need. He's just saying Crody because he's trying to sound like he's from Toronto. That's the whole point of that whole entire sequence. Everything he's saying when he's saying man's, what did he say? He said cheese, don't cheese fam. He says cheesin' fam. Like, that's not a word. Cheesin' is not how we say it. We say cheese. To cheese someone is to piss them off.
Drake isn't phased by this.
So don't cheese me when you guys start using the word improperly. So that's all on Drake. That's all on Kendrick misusing lingo. And then he starts saying he was eating fried rice and somewhere on King Street.
Yeah, even Chill agrees. Kendrick's supposed to be the GOAT, and he doesn't even know how to use lingo properly. GOAT. Drake knows about that lingo.
New Ho King. Okay, Drake, yeah, got you. New Ho King is a classic late night Toronto Chinese food destination. Fine. I don't go there. But again, I'm not in the nightlife. I'm not clubbing. I'm not going to where it's open 24/7 so I can have somewhere to eat. But I guess he Googled it. This is very surface level Toronto culture things. Like there's a good job. You have fried rice with the dip sauce. And a blammy. A blammy, I guess, would be a weepon. Tell me your
finger and thump you. Oh, like go to there.
What?
Hey, fuck y'all niggas. I don't trust you niggas. I wave one finger and thump y'all niggas. Like, field goal punch y'all niggas. They punch y'all. Okay. I was trying to see if that was implying something else. If he was trying to let them know, like, I got my Goonies, my Compton Goonies.
Yeah. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. These are warnings. These are like, I have the capabilities of going far. But Drake is not going to respond to this. How the hell do you respond to a guy who went light and is still getting a acclaim and hitting for most of us? But then
I mean, Drake is just look. This thing, Drake is gonna obviously name drop Jay Prince.
No, he's not. He's not gonna respond to this. There's nothing he can do. He's nothing about he can do. What's Drake gonna do? Talk about how your percentages are not the same, or how much more money you have? That doesn't matter. These are things. He's coming at your character. Take care of your child. This man, the way that Kendrick is coming at it, speaking to, hey, Hey,
But that's the thing. We don't know if Kendrick claims about his child is true though. But I don't even know if Kendrick is a good father either, because he's just making a claim like you're not taking care of your kid. And how does Kendrick know? Like, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing. I know they don't care that much about each other. I know they don't talk to each other every day. But how do you know what this man is doing in his personal life? And why are you so focused on him not taking care of his kid? Take care of your kid. Because he got 2 kids. Take care of your 2 kids. Kendrick got his kid covered. And I'm not saying that what you're saying about him getting at him is, I mean, a good father will call out a bad father for not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I don't know if Drake is a bad father. I mean, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it. You know, he's clearly does stuff with Adonis. His mom does stuff with him too.
He's not a full-time parent. Like, we're not digging this up, but if dude lives in Paris, France, then like, and Drake is a guy who's always in Toronto or always on the news and always doing things and away from home.
I mean, yeah, because him and his mom isn't together, so they co-parent.
Then he's an absent father. That's all.
He's not an absent father.
It's very important, huh? He's absent. He's far away. He comes in short stints. Like, he's not. The boy Adonis has school 5 days a week. I'm not. Let's get off that. Let's get off that. The last lines were warnings. Drake, you better not. You should not. You should listen to RDC World. You should. Is that the last lines? The last final line where he sings to him. And I hate this. I'm already reading Drake's biracial identity has been a point of contention throughout his career.
So would you?
This isn't a biracial line. Here we go. Culture. Black. While Drake considers himself black and immerses himself in black culture as a rapper, many African Americans refuse to accept him as part of the black community due to his mother being white Jewish woman. No, it's not nothing to do with that. There are biracial successful people or people whose skin is light. This isn't since Drake is biracial or since he lives in Canada, he can't be accepted by the Americans.
And see,
it's deeper than that. You are a childhood actor on Degrassi. Stop mimicking the culture you listen to because you're a fan, and then start repeating and regurgitating their verbiage. Your culture and what made you the foundation of you is not this hip hop stuff.
Wait. You know, Drake was like literally chatting up with a dude his dad knew from prison, and that's how he was building up his rap abilities and stuff. Drake, look. I'll just say,
when did this happen? At what point in his life did that happen, K-Dot? This didn't happen until what? He was off Degrassi. His final scene has been shot, and now he's like, "Oh, what do I do in my 20s with my life? I'm going to go from childhood actor to learning and studying from my dad's friend who was in prison, and then I can pick up on things." Yeah, that's all. He's a chameleon. If it's not part of your foundation, it doesn't count. Sorry, K-Dot, I'm interrupting you, and I don't like to do that.
I think we're making a huge assumption. Just because someone's an actor, we're assuming like, okay, you acted on this show, right? And we think you're like this, and that. Look at, for example,
who's the dude from Nickelodeon where he's a producer right now, but he was on Sam and Cat.
The guy that got in trouble. The guy that got in trouble with the allegations.
Well, if he has allegations, that's the first I'm hearing of it.
Dan Snyder, whatever his name is.
No, the actor.
Producer. Jeanette McCurdy.
Okay, there's an actor on Sam and Cat or one of the Nickelodeon shows. There's an actor on, maybe it was on Victorious, but now he does produce music.
Oh, the black dude, Andre. Yeah, Andre. The black dude with the dreads.
Leon Thomas III, Andre Harris.
Right.
So this dude, we've seen him as a boy, but as an adult, he's not pretending to be someone that he's not. Yeah, there's room for him in the music industry. And if he were to act the way Drake acts and start talking about you're in a scope, in the scope, like, I would say sit down. It's got nothing to do with the biracialness. No one's saying
yeah, but I don't think he's fully pretending about it or like grew up without the culture. His dad's part of the culture too.
Okay, K-Dot. Do you believe? No. Since the line is we don't want
to put him on the culture.
Can I talk? The line is We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. Does Drake in his childhood or even before he turned 20, so even 18, 19, was he using this word in his settings? Was it part of his
I
vernacular?
guarantee he was.
Huh?
I guarantee he was.
To Spinner? To Emma?
Wait, his cast? No, not his castmates. I mean, he would be fired. He would be fired on the set. You can't talk like that on the set. He can't talk like that around him on set. He gonna get fired for that. And his personal, outside of his acting and his job, I guarantee he was throwing around the word nigga and stuff. He's still black.
To who?
His black friends.
What black
Come on,
friends?
don't say you don't got black friends. Chill.
Who are they?
I don't know. But look, chill. I didn't grow up in a certain environment, but I use the word nigga. I didn't mind you. I was up in the suburbs and on a farm. That's where I grew up in. But I still use the word nigga because my family members around me use the word. They're also part of the culture. And
case in point.
And what I'm saying is, Drake's father is attached to culture. Drake could have been around his dad's uncles, other family members.
Drake's dad wasn't in Canada. Drake's dad was in America.
But okay, this is the thing. How often did he see his dad? That's the thing. How often did he see his dad?
Right.
Who did he grow up with majority of his life?
His mom's side. It wasn't his dad's side. So the way that you just said, my family, that wasn't the case for Aubrey Graham. How else? So like, where would he have picked it up?
School.
But in school in Toronto those days, no one was saying nigga. From a kid who was born in 1986, he was probably in high school. 2004. He was
definitely in high school. People saying the N-word in the 2000s. Yes.
Not in Toronto. Not in Canadian high schools.
No black people.
It wasn't that you like if it's in a song, sure, but it's not.
That's wild. I don't believe that. You really saying Canadian black people don't say nigga?
No. I'm rewinding back in time. I'm saying in high school days when this boy was in high school, it is not as widespread as it is here. And I showed you in high school.
Canadians saying nigga. I mean, look.
You're not ready for this one.
It was probably not as universal.
I have a clip of him in high school.
Oh my gosh.
Where he's chatting about the people.
Do you have like your words up there that like kind of funky and weird?
The guys at our school, instead of addressing people like the group, like saying like, "What are you guys doing?" Say, "Man's like you." It's really weird. Yeah. So man's like you are going to that, and then just means like the group.
Crew.
It's not. It's really ignorant.
You probably seen that before, where he calls the lingo at school from the guys. He calls it ignorant. He separates himself from that stuff. He wasn't in those circles, and see how removed he is. You see how like that's the black culture in Toronto that's happening, and that's the them. He's separating himself from that.
I mean, I can't look. This is the thing. I can't because I can do what he does. I do what he does often. There's a certain way I act around certain people, and there's a certain way I act around a different group of people. I don't act the same with everybody.
And that's fine, and that's true, and that's normal for everyone to be that way. But what we're talking about specifically here, I feel Kendrick 100%.
And also look at this too. Let's say he got even more connected with his dad and started getting more culture, because your culture just doesn't stop at your childhood. It's still a developing thing. Like you can still learn things. So let's say when he did get him more so in contact with his dad, that's why when he hooked up with his dad and his dad put him on to the dude in prison that was helping him develop his rap skills that he was calling and talking to, that his dad knew in jail also, he put him on adding some more culture for him.
Like, this is not a job where you take an apprenticeship of culture. You either are or you're not.
I mean, but you can adapt to cultures.
When you're younger, I'll accept it. The same way 21 Savage is a UK guy, came over to Atlanta, and that's why he is the way he is.
He's more so American culture.
Right. But at the age of 20-something, too late. And he switches back up, and he reverts to his normal factory settings when he's not around the hip-hop culture area. Who he is when he's on ESPN.
It's never too late to get involved in culture. Like, for example, let's say someone finds out a different side of them and they want to get introduced to it, learn it.
So you're eating the foods, you start dressing the dress, but it doesn't mean you change your accent.
I mean, he hasn't changed his accent. He still talks like that. He still talks kind of like look. This is Drake.
I'm thinking about a white guy who does the DNA test. He finds out
Drake
70% of him
talks like that.
He finds out he's Irish, and he's like, you know what? I'm Irish. I'm gonna learn about St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna celebrate that because I learned my lineage is Irish, and I'm gonna wear some green. I'm gonna do a couple of things that are Irish related. I'm not mad at that. You start putting out music, producing music that is not of your culture. I'm gonna look at you sideways, and I know that there's words that you can use and the words that you can't use.
All right, watch this. Now,
dude, he's talking to a bunch of white people. I don't care that they're a bunch of white people. While he was talking to these white people, he separated himself from the guys at school.
Yeah, I mean, because he can't talk to them like they black. I mean, look, I'm not saying he can't, but like, those aren't those white dudes that are with like, you know, that are kind of in black culture that you can that other black people can talk to. If they're obviously the white kids that grew up in the suburbs and stuff, you know, to a privileged family, I mean, you can't really talk to them. But look, this how Drake talks.
Ooh, wow, crisp dancer extraordinaire. Wow, whoa,
right? Whose time is it now, though? Whose time is it, King? Tell him.
Drake.
Yeah, that's right, boy. Let's go. What's up? How you get your music so loud? It's not even speakers out.
He still talks like the corny, nerdy black kid.
It's not even speakers out. We don't speak that way here. It's not even speakers out. That's just not a way that we speak. That structure of the sentence is not something he picked up from here. I live here. I'm telling you, that's not a way that we speak.
But did you live with Drake,
he's
though?
acting like he speak in America. He's putting on our performance. He thought, okay, well, since my skin is dark, he unlocked these settings. Like he went to the Uchiha clan. You're not sure.
You also have to remember something else about Drake that developed. Because look at in the video you showed where Drake was chilling with his friends and stuff. Did that look like a Drake that can knock down a bunch of women at a time?
No, that looked like some sort of MTV. Let's shoot these childhood actors in these settings and produce content for our television.
Oh yeah. Well, that was for a TV thing, right?
It's from something TV.
Oh, then yeah, that's definitely like, you know, they definitely like putting on a performance. They know they can't say certain things is on TV and stuff. Okay, I mean it's a little different because he's acting there. Now this is him just really talking. And look, I mean,
sure.
I don't know a lot of, you know. Look,
oh my god,
that I need for the stream right here.
It's my goat.
This is my alter ego. Anita Maxwin. Anita Maxwin.
He's lame.
No, he's not. Come on, Joe. You a hater, man. Drake is fly. His fashion's dope. He's a chameleon. He knows how to adapt. He does what most rappers can't do: adapt. He's consistently demanded.
He's a character actor. He's a character actor. That's all.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And you know what? Unlike most rappers, man, he started from the bottom, which was Degrassi, and rose up to the top and became one of the most dominant rappers up to that.
A national celebrity is not the bottom.
Kendrick do that? No.
Kendrick started from the bottom. Kendrick began with writing things. He didn't have the shortcut to have fame already and be known. Kendrick Lamar started from the bottom, and he watched him when it comes to this rap beef. And he says he's got more. He back to back. I like that record. Oh, you like back to back? Oh, let's see what you got next week, Kendrick.
Oh, chill. Let me ask you this. Real good question. Because there's a lot of black people that, especially black Americans, that do this shit. Black Americans. I don't know about black Canadians, but I'm saying black Americans. Ever ran into those black Americans that find out, oh, I am from Nigeria. They start literally, like instantly, trying to be Nigerian, trying to live like a Nigerian, all this stuff. Basically, culture vulture type of stuff. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, I was talking to Tori and Rain about this also, and he might have a live stream starting any minute now because he does live streams in the daytime. So there's an American culture that exists.
Yes.
It's real. Kai Cenat. Like, celebrate that, embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pretend to be a Nigerian, but discover, learn, educate. That's fine also. But when you start changing your voice as if English is a second language and you already have a way of speaking, and so that is why you
I
start
haven't
to
ran into ones
that
that
doesn't
went
make
that
sense.
far. I haven't ran into ones that went that far, but
All right.
definitely like wearing like, you know, like shikis and stuff. Well,
I'm not mad at that.
What, like going like the extra mile, all that stuff. I even some of them will be all like, we're getting rid of Christmas. We're not celebrating Christmas. Like they go the extra mile once they find out this new culture that they're attached to.
Yeah,
and it's
I'd rather be something that my ancestors were as opposed to this Christmas thing that was new and kind of like, you know, adapted. Yeah, the adaptation is the Christmas. The original celebrations, or so I'm not mad at that. I understand that.
And look, even Anzo knows I'm cooking. No, Anzo know I always be cooking. You know, these DC fans is what we do.
Let's close out.
I did want to say something real quick too.
Uh-huh.
Saw your video about the X-Men news. It hurts my heart too.
Well, all the women that they're gonna do a show.
No. Well, I just want to introduce a new idea. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I don't think no X-Men writer ever done this before. But hear me out. How about we focus on the team and build up the men and the women? I'm just saying, like, how would you feel about that? It's just something I thought about. Like, I don't think no X-Men writer ever thought to do that. Since the team is called X-Men, it's a team movie, you know, to build up the team and give them all equal screen time, all that, you know.
Equal screen time.
I'm just saying.
I'll take equal screen time. They are the X-Men. They got many women. They got Taylor Swift, Kendrick's friend, to be the Dazzler.
She ain't show up. She better not show up in Deadpool.
That video you just showed is from the same live stream where Drake told everyone his cat's name was Crody.
He does have a cat, but I forgot. I don't care about his cat's name, honestly. Kavari's right. It's coming. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, but Kavari, there's no dirt on Kendrick Lamar. I'd be surprised to hear dirt on him, and then I would also doubt that the dirt is real on Kendrick Lamar. He keeps very incognito. That's good. Kendrick Lamar is spotless. He came at we the culture find you cringeworthy. You are this weird guy who we collectively are against. Is Drake gonna say we this and we that? No one's gonna like. Not no one. His fans will. But I'm just gonna hear Drake say we, and I'm gonna say, are you speaking French? I'm gonna say you are a childhood actor from Degrassi. Don't say we all hate you. What? Who's we? Because you convinced 21 Savage and all these younger rappers that you are who you are. Like, so Kendrick believed that too. Kendrick was touring with you, and then Kendrick found out who you were. He wants nothing to do with you. No, we're not the big three. Separate me from association with this dude.
I mean, 21 Savage know that Kendrick is the GOAT. You know, going to try and pull up again in like 5.
Oh, Perp, I was gonna end the stream, but if you're coming, yeah, fine. We're not gonna end the stream. Write in your comments, guys, just so that we can fill in. We're gonna be listening in on what you have to say. Type of comment in. Ask me a question about Kendrick Lamar. Is there a bar that I ignored, that I overlooked? I think that there was some depth, and when I heard and learned about some of the backstory to all these, the song got better.
Well, Chill, can you at least admit this? Can you at least admit that Drake deserves his accolades as an artist?
It's very hard for me to give him accolades for artists when I think of him as an artificial person. And when I know about the ghostwriting, then who am I giving credit to?
I like the way you treat Drake, man. Drake writes for people too.
Sure. Get paid for writing for people?
He can write. That means he can write. Look, if he's getting paid to write. Now, I'm not saying everyone who writes is actually a good writer. What I'm just saying is there's people that paid him to write.
Did you see the Twitter thing that I started my video talking about when you were on your way here?
No, I didn't see it yet. Wait, what time did you start? Did you start at 9? Because I got here shortly after.
It's 2 hours and 10 minutes in. So 2 hours, 10 minutes ago is when I began.
Wait a minute. Why'd you say 9? You said 9. Whatever.
Yeah, but there was someone else who had to leave because Dre Mac goes to sleep early, and so like I had to begin with him.
Okay, got it.
I knew I was gonna go long. No, it wasn't gonna be my 1 hour special like I usually do. So there's this one tweet I've been getting liked on a lot. I got 2,000 likes. Isaac Hayes says, "Half black is black. Colorism is corny. If you're interpreting the Kendrick line as a diss against half white people, you're taking it the wrong way." Then he said, "There's no reason to say the line otherwise. Kendrick says nigga, so nah, I ain't missed nothing." He got 100 likes, but in my end, where I showed him all the proof and evidence, I got 200 likes. More people agreed with me.
It bugged me because it was like somebody I looked up to at one point. It was somebody that I was like, I used to see out and be like, yo, it bugged me because.
Is it not playing? You hear it?
I can hear it. We can hear it.
Used to see out and be like, yo, that's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. He open for Jay. You know, to see out and be like, yo, that's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's that nigga. That's that nigga. That's that nigga. You know.
That's my go. But look, okay, look at it like
no. Come on. Come on. So as a person, listen. You gotta listen to the point. There's a reason why I showed that. I'm trying to tell you, he's not familiar with this lingo. It's something that he was picking up here and there from what you said. His dad had a friend in jail, and he's like, okay, these are the words that we use. Okay, that's okay to use. Okay, I'm gonna start saying the word. He says the word incorrectly because it's so unnatural to him. He wasn't coming up using that word in his teens or even before that. He's not you. This is new to him. Isn't that proof of that, K-Dot?
I mean, yeah, but we have to remember.
Thank you.
How connected did he get with his dad at this point?
How old did he look in the video?
I mean, 20s, possibly early 18, 19, 20. I don't know. He obviously early 20s. But this is what I'm saying. Like when people get okay, let me share the screen of this individual here. Y'all can do your own research on him. And this is the case I see with some people. So this rapper right here, Rich Brian, you know, has not been doing anything for a while. He's from Indonesia. Now, when he started listening to rap music, it developed his language. He learned to speak English through rap.
Mm-hmm.
Even the way he talks, walks, you know, once you see things and you get exposure to it, it is going to change you. So I'm not saying that Drake is just putting on an act, but it's probably a slow progression. Because that clip in that clip you showed, what's the gap? Is it like a year apart? Because okay, if it's like the same year, okay, I'm like okay. But if you know he started getting into other things like meeting his dad more often, meeting his dad's side of the family more, you're going to start to learn some things.
It's too late in your life. It's too late in your life. That childhood. Who's the rapper you just said from Indonesia? With him. So with him, he doesn't speak English. He learned English through there. That's very different from Aubrey Graham, whose English was his natural language. If you learn English from rap music, then I get why you would pronounce the words that you pronounced in the ways that it's pronounced in rap. Okay? And it's admitted he's learning this culture. Drake is pretending to be someone he's not. Chillmonger is honestly trying to gatekeep black culture, bruh. Chillmonger is revealing that people put on black sense. And there's a guy who Kendrick Lamar sees is not being himself and calling him out for it. Is Chillmonger the only guy? Maybe Kavari, maybe if you want a link to come and argue your case, because I do like engaging in this talk. Kavari, if you got a link, you don't even have to have your camera on. You can like, you know, turn off your camera and talk to me like this. I want to hear from you, bro. Or sis, whoever Kavari is.
Moral of the story, guys, let Kendrick be black. I mean, look. I would have a bigger issue with this if it was like a person that wasn't black, right? I see your guys' point. But I also, and I feel like this is the thing, right? I don't think Drake would have been accepted if y'all accepted him as if he came out just as the Degrassi preppy white boy. He wasn't going to be accepted. He had to do what he needed to do to get up, especially in the early 2000s. He wasn't going to get nowhere in Young Money with that whole Degrassi.
You sound like bullshit. Rick Ross. You got to do what I had to do. Were you a cop? I made money. if Drake had to do what he had to do, and that means act a way he isn't, then that's inauthentic, and that's losing points.
No, but like, imagine this: you're hanging around Lil Wayne, the same dude that dropped Got Money, a Millie, and you're Drake. Like, and Drake was the balance of like this, you know, softer lover boy type of stuff that can still go hard in the paint on the track, but he wasn't going to get by being this corny, nerdy black kid within Young Money.
Wayne told him. Wayne said, "Be a Canadian rapper."
Nah, it wasn't gonna fly. It didn't fly because obviously rap more like Americans and stuff.
And that's the inherent problem.
But you also have to remember Drake is a very appreciative of other cultures and adapting to a lot of cultures, because he dropped a song where he was like literally, I think, speaking a whole nother language.
Oh, really?
Could I?
Yeah, you're muted. I guess you got background noise, but yeah, go ahead, pull it up. I want to see what you got.
Yeah, I'm about to show you how much Drake is involved in culture.
Yo.
It says Drake is an industry plant. I wouldn't say he's an industry plant. It's not
he's
like
probably one of the best.
I think industry plant is, yeah, fine. Burp, yeah.
No, I was just saying. I think he's a perfect like example of like the perfect industry plant. So like, you know, Taylor Swift, she came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? She got this big ass machine behind her.
Hold on. Taylor writes all her own music. She just happens to be talented, and she got popular at a young age.
Is she talented?
There's a lot of people who would agree.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
That Taylor Swift isn't. That's hard. What's the point of even debating?
This is why Drake's to go. Kendrick cannot do this.
Hey, Kavari, I'm still waiting on you, Kavari. I put the link in the live chat for you, Kavari. Kavari.
So catch me up on what I missed.
I'll get flat. I started at the part where like the song kicks in. Let me start at the 20-second part. It'll build up to the beat.
And again and again. Yeah.
When was this?
Yo.
I think.
Y'all playing some AI shit?
3 years ago. No, this is 3 years ago.
Okay.
Chose my jamness you for a chain and give it to a sweet one, call that Maya Jama. Give it
that shit.
I'm sipping on Santa. I used to do lean and walk. Closet full up with designer, coming like panda. Yeah, gal just came to the booth and asked for a wheel. She never heard drill in Atlanta. Arabic ting told me that I look like Yusuf, look like Hamza. Habibi, please, Ana Akid, Inti Wana Akhla. With pop skull in Gaza, but not that Gaza, but still it's Maza. Niggas want peace like a Saba, but we let bridge
that. Not do this, Chill. He cannot do that.
So it sounds like he's speaking like a British Arab dude. It feels like
he was speaking.
Isn't that cultural appropriation? He's Jewish.
No, he's
let's not do that.
No, I was saying Drake is with the culture. He be learning different cultures.
Nah, bro. He is what most people are called, like a identity crisis. He doesn't know who he wants to be. He doesn't know who he is.
No, but I understand that what he was doing there, I think is cool if we know like how that's not him.
I think, and to be fair, the person he's on the track with is a UK artist.
Yeah.
So I think he's matching.
Yeah.
Also matching so he can complement the type of song they're doing. It's a UK rapper. And sometimes when you do a song with a UK rapper and American dude, you don't really click. So you gotta like.
I was watching a battle rap when I saw Holla the Don, and he was in London. And he was speaking the way that the locals were speaking, and everyone was like, "Yeah, okay." And he was doing bars like that. That's fine. But Hollow wasn't pretending he's from there. It was this is a one-time performance thing, just as a special effect. Aubrey Graham, in the majority of his music, sounds like he's from a culture he's not from.
Okay.
As I said, there's Drake slander. It's all good. I'll take it though. This happens when you the GOAT and you at the top.
Versatility.
No,
means that you're fake.
Cut out academics over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, I don't got no biases here. I like both.
No, you have a bias. You just revealed your bias right there.
This is just a fact with Kendrick, you guys. I love Kendrick.
And you in California saying that shit, bro? You gotta move, man.
Let's admit this. Kendrick don't be claiming my state anymore. He be all over the place claiming sets and shit.
We will give you K-Dot, and we will take Showmonger for United States citizenship. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, does that mean I get reparations?
As long as I go to Drake home country, I'm fine by me. But look, this is what I'm saying. This is a huge difference between Drake and Kendrick. A huge, drastic difference. Yes, Kendrick makes more stuff that's conscious, wake you up type of shit. I love that. But this is just the fact of Kendrick. Most of his shit you can't play when you go on you in the car, when you're working out, when
That's
you
bullshit.
casual walk.
Because you know that no K-Dot. I'm
I can
dispel that.
bump Drake stuff anywhere, even if I'm in a bad mood, I can bump some Drake shit.
You know what you're hearing right now on the radio and stuff like that. You don't hear push-ups.
I'm hearing Drake though. I was just listening. He was just playing some Drake on my radio.
Yeah, they ain't playing that. They ain't playing push-ups.
I don't bump the radio like that. I play my own playlist.
Hey.
Radio
Who the fuck
music,
never loved us? Remember?
Radio music, that's on fire. But radio music whack now, anyways. They just out, radio music.
No, I'm just saying, like that is still hot. It's still hot. Even after like a month.
The hottest song from the album. Perk.
But yeah, catch me up. But like, what was y'all talking about? I missed a lot.
Well, we were looking over Kendrick Lamar's lyrics. What lyrics would it stand out for you? What did you like? Did you know about how he in 2019 Kendrick exposed that Drake paid $500K? Did you know about that?
Yeah, that whole lawsuit of the sexual assault shit. Yeah.
Or as we say on
I
YouTube, SA.
And I was trying to say in the chat, like, if you ain't caught up to like what's really been going on and just the certain like the hardest bar is the Melly bar. It's that like if I hope y'all my friends, or if I'm YMW Melly. For those that don't know, YMW Melly's in jail right now for killing two of his best friends.
Allegedly.
And he made a song about it called "Murder on My Mind." Double entendre. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
But what's I about to say too?
There's a lot of quotables in that joint.
Okay, I would say this is what Drake could have done. But to be fair, I'm not hopping on his train. There's a lot of people on his train with it, and I don't know the specifics of it. Only way I know the specifics if we see the messages, but I don't care to see them anyways, unless we see something that comes out of it. The whole Millie Bobby Brown stuff. I thought he was actually gonna pick at that.
He will. That's why he said your music is a pacifier. Your music it's pacifying. He's talking about a pacifier.
No. The Millie Bobby Brown stuff.
What is embarrassing about Millie Bobby Brown? Because she's younger.
Right. There's more damning evidence though. There's more damning evidence because there was a clip going around at one of his concerts or some shit like that. He was he had a 17-year-old up on stage and shit. That's going around too now. So it's like you're not beating these allegations.
Wait, but didn't he not? I remember that he didn't know she was 17. And I think
he's talking about the one where he brings a girl on stage, he starts singing to her, and like that.
I think he booted her off the stage.
That's just a fan interaction. You don't have the Shinigami eyes where you can see people's ages right above them. That's good.
But chill, just like you guys said for the biracial thing, I think with the Millie thing, and I think I don't advise.
Oh, sorry. Kendrick brings girls on stage all the time, and he lets them rap, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Okay, get the fuck off the stage."
But he's not commenting on them. He's like, "Oh, you look good." She look, say that's what he was doing. That's where he fucked up. I was like,
he didn't know she was 17 though.
No, he do. Come on now.
He didn't. I mean, he didn't ask for her age. I mean, look, I'm not saying. Look, I recommend.
Just say the Millie Bobby Brown thing. I want to know what you were going to say about Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I don't think Kendrick should tackle that because this is the thing. I think the way, just like how people are insinuating and assuming things, people are trying to insinuate that Drake is a pedophile because he talked to Millie Bobby Brown. So if that's the case, isn't all the
that's not the only thing though. He's been caught with a lot of underage Jones. Like that's what I'm saying. Not just Millie Bobby Brown. Like there's records of him having it. Like let's say he's not being these allegations.
No. Okay, no. Well, this is what I'm saying about the Millie thing. Is Drake a pedophile for talking to Millie Bobby Brown? That's what I'm trying to ask.
In what way was he talking to her? Is it I'm a childhood actor too?
No one's seen the messages. But also, this is what I like to say too, is all the other people that worked on the Stranger Things set pedophiles too for talking to Millie Bobby Brown? Probably texting her.
quiet on the set season 2.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's pedophiles in Hollywood, but does every adult that talks to Millie Bobby Brown on the phone a pedophile? That's what I'm trying to get at.
She
That's
got
what
a
people
relationship with Mariah Carey.
That's what people are insinuating about it, and I need some evidence to see. But
as a grown man, you shouldn't be in no little girl's fucking DMs at all. Like, I don't care what it is.
I mean, but if it's work related stuff or just giving her advice,
what they got to work on? Drake's not on Stranger Things.
He's a child actor. He's a child actor,
Oh.
and she probably wants to talk to him too. Look, I'm not saying. Look, I don't got child friends that I talk to, right? But this is the thing. I think people are insinuating too much, and Kendrick needs to have some real evidence if he's gonna, if he got the messages and can quote them in the rap and go, like, you said this a million stuff. But if he goes at this angle, he needs to bring some evidence.
You're not right and you're not wrong, but like I said, it's not looking good from either way when people see you having pictures and all this stuff, and you know what I'm saying? It's not looking good. Like, it's not a good look either way. So it's like, and he's not even like really addressing it. So he's like, it's the same thing with like the Meek shit. Like, he's not even, you know what I'm saying? He's just ignoring it, but he's not being those allegations neither. So
I mean, well, Meek's, I mean, it's probably just as bad. I mean, if he
just feeds it and he feeds into it. He feeds into it.
No. If he went to those parties and there was like kids and stuff there and women being abused and stuff, oh, he's fucked. He's in trouble. He done so. But I mean, that should be his biggest worry is like if he went to those parties and he was letting that stuff slide, that's his biggest worry. What I'm saying with Drake Kendrick is if Kendrick is going to go that route, and this is what I'm saying in general, people insinuate too much stuff and always assume the worst. And I'm not saying you would be cautious for sure, but he better bring evidence if he is going to drop the Millie stuff. Like, prove that he was doing inappropriate stuff with her. And if he is, all right, then let's expose him. But don't insinuate. Bring some proof. Bring some facts.
The pacifier. It sounds like he was going that way. There's a couple things that were said here. You seem to agree with the childhood actor angle I was taking, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying at default, this man is a childhood actor, and so if he can relate with Millie Bobby Brown and stuff like that, then you are accepting his childhood actor nature and how that is who he is. Well, and then what Perp said,
maybe that just be that. What if he's a fan of her too? What if he just sent her congratulations, like, hey, I like your character on the show, you're doing well, and then the conversation went there. Or maybe she hit him up first. I don't know. I don't think it's
why wouldn't he come out and say it himself though? Why is he not like, and this has been going on for a while. Like, people have been talking about this for like a couple of years now. But it's weird though. It's just weird.
Well, Perp, that's the thing, and I'm not saying he can't clear it up, but there's no way he can clear this up when people already have it set in his mind that he's a pedophile. There's and look, I mean, we should not take nothing lightly with these people, pedophiles. But once a lot of people, especially have been burned by pedophiles throughout the years, they're not going to let it slide with a grown person talking to a child, even though you have brother and sister programs and stuff where it's a little adult mentoring a kid. But
like we just seen the quiet on set shit. Like, you just, what I'm saying? That, but anyways, like with this, he needs to clear that shit up himself. You know what I'm saying? He'd be better off just clearing that shit up himself instead of just kind of, dancing around it, because it's not looking good, and more shit coming out. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look.
Okay, Perp, I'll say this: if we ever see Drake and Millie together, then it'll be suspect. If they ever hook up, she's an adult now. If they ever hook up, then yes, then it's gonna look suspect.
What was Chill about? Chill, what was you about to say?
That you used the word John when you were talking about something. You called the noun a John.
Yes.
Drake is not from Philadelphia or wherever you're from on the East Coast, and that lingo hasn't made it. If he starts using that word in his everyday sentence, won't we start saying he is robbing, or he is being, he's taking? Or do we go, oh no, his dad is half black, so it's okay. That's his black culture. Why are you gatekeeping, Chillmonger?
I mean,
what, people can't say John if they're not from there?
Okay, look at it like, because it's what's that thing Anzo always say? Anzo always say something, and then he just said it so much that we all started saying it sometimes. Boing Boing something. What's he always say? You know what I'm talking about. He always say it when he referring to something.
He always says at the end of the day.
Kaka.
Yeah, Kaka. I remember the point where I started saying Kaka for some random reason. I was like, I don't say no fucking Kaka. But that's the thing. When people start saying stuff around you, you just start saying it. Like, okay, when Drewski did his whole standing on business skit, right? You seen that? The standing on business skit? I started saying standing on business as of late a lot. I literally say it at work. I always say I'm standing on business.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it now. I'm standing on business. I'm
so
just
there's
saying,
room.
And I'm an adult. When people are around certain things and they hear so much, it's going to affect your brain in a way where you're going to start adapting it into your lifestyle. Once you hear it so much, you're around it so much, it's going to become a part of you. Now, if someone's culture vulturing, disrespecting the culture, that's all
Adam
different.
22. Adam 16, I should say.
I mean, he never really been a part of the culture anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, after X died, he just fell off. X was his only little pull he had that like made him somewhat popular, but yeah, after X died, plummet. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, Drake's a chameleon, and I support it. Just got to get with the times, chill.
Yes, he is definitely very fraudulent.
But look, at the end of the day, Drake's going to respond.
Where'd he go?
What is he going to say though? He gonna call him short again?
I don't know. He's just gonna say Kendrick ain't consistent. Nobody. And Kendrick, I'll say this. Look, I have so much of Kendrick's music on my playlist, and I don't be playing it. I only play the music that can be used almost anywhere, like ADHD. Kendrick song ADHD, fire song from his Section 80 album or EP, whatever it was. You can bump that anywhere. Gym, car.
You could bump you could bump Good Kid, Mad City. You could bump them. You know, a Pimp a Butterfly got a lot of hits on that. You know what I'm saying?
But see, where can you bump his Morales and the Bigger Stepper songs?
Bro, all of these don't matter. This doesn't matter at all. Some music is gonna be the upbeat. I can step on the treadmill. Every beat is gonna be on beat with my activity, and some music is not. If he's talented, he's talented.
If some of the music doesn't have replay value, then it's not. It gotta have replay value.
If we're talking replay value, this track has replay value. This whole diss track had so many things that went under my head.
It is. It's on my playlist. This Euphoria track. This is something I would listen to like consistently. With the way Drake's hitting it, his rhythm, him building up.
No Diddy.
Oh my god, him building up all that. It got the energy I need, right? But a lot of Kendrick stuff, man. Let me pull up.
There's a difference between real metaphors and real rap.
Who said that?
Better. What's his face? Was it John? No. It's Calico? Yeah, it's Calico.
And look, be honest, because tell me how, and everyone in the comments, be honest. How often do y'all be bumping Kendrick? Because let me show you.
A lot.
That's an irrelevant
It depends.
point,
it depends on your mindset too.
It doesn't matter how consistently these artists get played and stuff.
No, it doesn't. Not in this conversation. Factor. What he's fighting, the words that the battle that Kendrick is fighting. It doesn't matter how.
That's something I can listen to consistently.
I got a question, Doc. Does Drake have a Pulitzer?
Man, freak that.
No, that is crazy. That is crazy. I don't even know how you get that.
I don't know how see, that's the thing. It that's how much it doesn't matter. We don't even know.
It does matter though. That's a big award though. That's just crazy that like out of any all the that's crazy. Drake don't got that. Drake's got to continuously feed the machine. Kendrick don't got to come out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could drop in like he can go away for 5 more years and stuff like that, drop an album and it still do well. You know what I'm saying? It's quality over quantity. And that shows in Drake. Drake's music is in the decline. He needed this beef because now people are having this revisionist history and shit, acting like they wasn't just trashing Drake over this whole certified lover boy arc that he's been going through.
Anyone in the comments, how often do y'all bump the Heart file? Like
A
some of
lot.
these songs. No, you don't, Perp. Let's be real.
Yes, I do. I listen to Kendrick a lot.
Any and everywhere. Family Ties, you bump that any and everywhere. The Hillbilly, you bump that any and everywhere. Euphoria is one of those. You go to the Mr. Morales and Big Steppers. The only songs people finna be bumping just anywhere is N95. We Cry Together. You definitely that's something that's something you can't bump.
I just need to know, are people bumping push-ups right now? They not.
I mean, I'm not bumping push-ups like that, but I am bumping everything else on Drake catalog. Shit. But to be fair, I don't bump diss tracks that often anyways. So I'm not Euphoria, I'm probably not going to bump that often. Even Chris's. It's not something I'm going to bump often because with these songs, they are intentionally digging at somebody.
Yep.
And it's all animosity. It's like, I don't want to hear. I want to kind of chill a bit.
Do you listen to?
I can barely replay No Vaseline on like constant repeat. That's something you listen to every once in a while.
I don't listen to Sheether, but I recognize that was a good song. When Nicki Minaj did Roman's Revenge on Lil' Kim, I listen to that a lot. It's some music that are strictly disses, and some music is like music. But let's have fun.
Drake playable music in general.
The playback ability isn't ever what I was trying to use, or it's commercial success, and you keep bringing it up. I stopped listening to Drake after Forever.
Great success. I'm just saying, there's levels to this, and Drake exceeds those levels.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I had a.
Go ahead, Hanzo.
I'm not Jamaican, right? I was introduced to Jamaican culture around high school. So that's too late for me to embrace Jamaican culture and speak with patois.
I set my standards with Drake, and he's in his 20s. Were you 20 years old in high school?
I was, I'd say when I started to about 16, 17.
And were you using that word before you were 20?
But blood clot, bomba clot, all of the Jamaican slangs. Yes, I was.
Then it's not the same thing.
Why is it not the same? What's not the same
Your
thing?
age. I feel like you're more produced. You're more steady with who you are earlier in your life than later.
I mean, that depends because your brain doesn't get developed until 25 anyways.
Dude was 25 when he started rapping.
Hey, no, what am I developed? He soaked up all the knowledge, and like I told you, he was talking to his dad's friend in jail that was rapping, and that's how he developed his rap skills. So even his life as a rapper like came in later too, but he adapted to it, learned it, respects it, does his thing.
Nadia, I said Sheether, the one from what's her name from Remy Ma.
I know ether bar for bar.
You guys must have heard me say the word ether because that's two of you there.
I thought you said Sheether. I was like, what's Sheether?
Drake is not Jamaican. Drake was a grown man when he decided to drop ER off and add an A. It is documented. That's right. And to Anzo's point, Anzo is saying that he started picking up things here and there. And look, we're all gonna pick up things here and there.
But now
but that's not a speaking style.
But the difference is though, Anzo's not trying to cosplay as something that he's not. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold on, Perp. What I'm saying is now it's embedded in me. So you'll hear me say things like Chichi Man and Bati Man and because it's embedded in me now. Am I fake because I never did it when I was younger?
One word or one theme. No, not theme. It's not an accent. You're not doing an accent.
I do though.
No, you're not. You're talking the way that you talk, and then you'll throw in the word that was foreign that you learned in your teenage years. And Aubrey Graham is not doing what you just told me you do. You're telling me that when it's
But he
time to
still
talk,
sounds like the corny little, black kid that
It's not when it's
sounds like
chill. It's not when it's time to do it. It's when I feel like doing it. Right? When I'm on stream and we're talking Roberto and them, and I start, blood clot this and blood clot that, and doing all the patois. It's not because I want to do it. So because I've embraced that kind of dialogue, because I embraced that culture, am I fake? Am I being fake?
no, you are recognizing that is a separate culture that you have used and are using, because I guess you're not a Jamaican. You are not putting that entire language patois in your music for 2.5 minutes, and then when you're not and you're on an interview talking to Jimmy, you're talking like the way that you were raised to come up.
So if
hold on, Anzo, I want to add that, Anzo, and you're not, Anzo, you're not sitting there like you can speak, Jamaican, but you're not also, I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna try to sound like I'm from Houston, or I'm gonna try to sound like I'm from Memphis. I'm gonna try to sound like I'm from the UK. You're not doing that though. You're not jumping around. That's what we're trying to say. Like Drake jumps around a lot.
Sound Jamaican sometimes, right? But my point is, I may not do it all the time. You're right, I may not, but I'm not faking it. I love the culture. I'm embedded in it now, right? You guys think about me now, but when I'm with my Jamaican friends, that's how I speak with them. Right?
Drake doesn't have Jamaican friends, American friends that are embedded in this culture that have formed who he is and the way he speaks.
But it doesn't. But like K-Dot said, he was with his father. Maybe he learned that later. You know what I mean? And he was doing that in a different environment than
And
he
I'm
was.
telling you, it's too late. It's too late. Maybe he learned it later.
It's never too late though.
Yeah.
Look. If someone, like I said,
it's fine. We disagree with it. Can be too late. That could be the disagreement. Some people are on this side of the fence. Some are that side of the fence.
I'd say okay. I would say there is a cutoff point at some point. Maybe in like your 50s or your 60s, your 70s. Like if we talking that, but in your 20s, because you're still young, you still developing, you're still learning yourself. No one really finds themselves in their 20s. They still searching, still looking.
But even Drake, Anzo could be arguing. Anzo was saying Tupac was fake and Tupac is that. You're using that because you're trying to use him as a standard. You were trying to say that I got a double standard for Drake. You were not saying that. You're saying it's okay for Tupac to switch up, aren't you? Someone got background noise.
It's probably me.
I'll be honest, Tupac did do that. He did do that because in some interviews he was talking like the sweetest boy in the world. I mean, you wouldn't think he was some dude from.
He was also a Gemini. He was also a Gemini.
Talking like he a dude from street. I'm not saying Tupac is some faker, but what I'm saying is Tupac knows when to be this and be that for the right setting. So
and when Dre was bringing that up earlier, it's like, yeah, Tupac may have had certain attitudes, but he was more an activist. When he got with sorry for cursing, when he got with Death Row, that's when the gangster stuff started coming out. But before that, he was more activist than he was gangster. Right? So people switch it up a lot of the times, right? And if I made music, I can promise you my music would have Jamaican accent in it, just like Cardinal Official. I would have that in my music.
But even Drake has spoken about this himself, like he doesn't feel accepted, you know what I'm saying? And this is why, because it's like, bro, we don't even know who, like, what you are, because like he's switching up, you know, his personality every so often, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's like we don't even know who you are. Like,
does he switch up his personality or is he switching up his style on tracks, right? Because when I see interviews and stuff like that, it's not like he's pretending in one day, then American the next day, then from the UK another day. He's not doing that.
He's doing that. He's doing that now. Like
this Chillmonger, I got
he may be doing that in his music, but he's not doing that on interviews. He's not coming out in interviews with a UK
But you see like just the moves he's making, like he's just doing a lot of weird shit. Like, you know, now he's starting to paint your nails now, bro. Like it's just it's weird. It's weird.
It's weird behavior. Phase, chill. This was a phase, man.
not
is
a
a
phase.
one-time thing, man. Just 9 seasons. Come on.
Whatever it takes.
Oh my gosh.
Aubrey Graham, childhood actor, on the set in front of a camera, learn your lines, action, upbringing. The time that he was occupied when he was not in school and class was doing a television show. And you're telling me in between that he had so much time to be with his dad who lives in America, and that's where this influenced him. And then there's the interviews that I've seen of him, because behind the scenes of Degrassi, seeing him act in a way that was not the way that he sounds and raps now. The only thing you can argue with me is, when is that set time? Now, K-Dot said in your 50s. When is that time where it's too late?
I never said the 50s. I don't think it's.
You said the 50s is too late.
I think once you get like really old as dirt, and you like switching. I mean, you can unlearn certain behavior you had that was probably not good and do better. But like jump into a different culture,
lingo, speech pattern. That's what I'm talking about. Not he says a word Batiman here and there because that's the way he talks, instead of saying gay or using slurs.
I think Drake's lingo been kind of okay. Look, this is what Drake. It's kind of inconsistent. But let me expose Tupac real quick.
No. Let's not do Tupac. Let's just stick to Kendrick and Drake.
No, this is true.
What did you have to show me?
It's this to prove my point. Prove my point of why Drake's to go. Tupac did it. Drake.
Okay.
Because of that, I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women, and I'm extra nice, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And she told me I was too nice. It wouldn't work because I was too nice.
It really ain't as big as everybody make it, Even the females know it's bitches. Females don't even hang with females. You know what I'm saying? So
who is this?
Now, when these hoes get horny, niggas die.
Facts, K-Dot.
Niggas die. Watch every time. Every funeral you go to, it's a bitch that was horny the night before. So you need to start checking these bitches. Keep your dick in
Facts, K-Dot.
You penitentiary days and start jacking up. If you fucking with a cool female, that's all good. But if you fucking with a bitch, you need to break.
Notice how different he talks compared to that first clip.
Exactly what I.
That's a terrible example.
Because
that is the perfect example.
That's a terrible
the way
example.
that he said right
his
there.
His whole way of
oh, you don't want to hear the retorts? That's cool.
Go ahead.
When he says that, this is the difference. You're talking to a cool female and you're talking about a bitch. Is he not separating the two?
But notice his whole demeanor when speaking changed.
Yeah. When he was sitting at school, sitting at home, or wherever the first interview was, he was more reserved, right? He was like, he wasn't in his mood. People can change their moods. Was he being artificial? Was he faking it? Was he trying to be American?
Oh, style change. That was whole style change.
Shake her ass and shake her ass. I have this much respect for women, and I fight often because of that. I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women, and I'm extra nice, extra man. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And told me I was too nice. It wouldn't work because I was too nice.
It really ain't as big as everybody make it, Even the females know it's bitches. Females don't even hang with females. You know what I'm saying? So now, when these hoes get horny, niggas die. Hoes get horny, niggas die. Watch every time. Every funeral you go to, it's a bitch that was horny the night before. So you need to start checking these bitches.
He's talking more aggressive.
Hoes exist. Hoes is not a mythical creature.
That's a whole different.
And what's the context?
No, it's not
what's
about
the context.
Now you reaching. You reaching.
Now I'm just saying, what's the context? Because it's like, what is the interviewer asking him?
I don't know, but I caught Tupac lacking. I got him. I caught lacking. But to be fair, I will say this too. Because Tupac did have a short rap career. Was he? I'm not sure if he was rapping in that first interview, but he had to have been because that's what he's known for.
The first interview was when he was with Digital Underground.
When he was on Digital Underground talking about how he respects women, we know clearly the women he's talking about are self-respecting women, the one with dignity, the woman that you want to introduce your parents to, the prom date woman. That's who he's talking about. When he's talking about peace, when he's talking about, I guess he's leaving. When dude is talking about bitches and you got to put them in their place and everything he was just saying, that I'm paraphrasing.
But it's his whole.
He's literally talking about women who exist who are trash people who deserve and earned that title.
And that was Def Jam Tupac. That was Tupac with Suge Tupac. It's
you're not
clear,
listening.
as
That's cool.
Anzo
You're
said,
not
when
listening.
he
It's
got
fine.
around certain people, he started changing the way he usually acts. He got way
100%.
more aggressive around Def Jam, gassing that East Coast, West Coast shit. He got
You know what you would need to make your point? You would need in the Digital Underground interview for the interview to be like, yeah, but what about those bitches who act this way and act that way? And then hear what he says. And he says, no, women can't be bitches. Then I would say, you see, he's not acting
So then
the same
you
way.
can say the same thing about Drake. Unless you're actually hanging out with people that hanged out with him as a child, then you can't say he didn't act that. You are doing
There's an
something
interview
else.
where I saw him, and I aired it like twice already. The guys at school, they say they act ignorant. I heard it from his own mouth that he acts that way. They're different.
So again, there's a clip. That's just a clip. We don't have the full thing. When was that taken? What was it taken for? What was he doing? Was it just people sitting around a table? Was it for a show? Like, because
Doesn't
I
matter.
seen a little show.
Enough on Tupac. Enough. We're good. We're good on Tupac.
All right, well, this is him in high school. I'm not gonna play the full thing. I'm just gonna give y'all the link to it. But there's him a high school interview. But still, something in his environment changed him to talk a little bit more aggressive. Change the way he insinuates when he moves his hands and stuff when he talks. Something changed.
You and me both have aggressive videos, and we both have lax videos also. It depends on the mood. Being aggressive, and we can change that. That's easy. That's acceptable for anyone, whether you're President Biden, whether you're everybody. Everyone can change their moods.
But it's okay. I mind you, we probably know a lot of. So I know some black dudes like this. I got an uncle that talks like this. He always talks in a very aggressive way. Like he consistently talks very loud and aggressive. I'm not saying he's like unruly and shit, but he's that the wild uncle, right? And he talks a certain way consistently. Now I talk a lot more calm, all that shit consistently. There are many times where I might raise my voice a bit, but I don't really change.
I've never heard you raise your voice.
Right, but you guys know I talk in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all heard me talking like Tupac, y'all know like, wait, what's going on in K-Dot life when I start talking like Tupac? Was something.
But that, like I said, it's a different case with Drake because it's a completely different case with Drake because look, right? Let's go down the line. You don't write your own shit. We found that out, right? You want to be this and that, like you switch up your personalities. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. People just don't know who Drake is. People know who Pac is.
Now, but Pac wasn't the same person he was before. That's exactly what K-Dot just showed and what I was saying. Like he was more
Yeah,
of a
but you didn't listen to anything I said, so that's why we reject that.
Oh, no, we're listening to you. Don't worry, Joe. I'm listening to you. But what I'm trying to explain is you guys are talking about, yeah, he said this and he called them bitches here. But then at first you're saying we're talking about his the way his attitude is, the way it has changed, right? That smiling, happy-go-lucky interview once he hit death row, you never
But he always was. He always was that happy go lucky, you know what I'm saying? It's only when he turns up, that's where, you know what I'm saying, he gets heated like that. You know what I'm saying? He's been calm in interviews even when he was in death row.
Oh no,
I'm
not saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he wasn't, but
and everything.
This is clearly not the same death row Pac.
Yeah, clearly, but
look. This is I'm not gonna play that. Look, you wouldn't see death row Pac doing this at all.
But it's a difference when it's a difference when like this is why people don't like Drake like that. Like it's just because of the way he just moves. You want to keep talking like he likes to hide around Jay Prince a lot too. Like he always be like, oh my ties. When you know you're not like that, bro. You know you're not like that.
And why? So why did he stop bringing this type of energy into Def Jam and stuff? No, that Tupac did not do none of that background dance and stuff like he was doing when he was younger. Well, actually, it wasn't even a big of a gap from his jump to Def Jam.
It's just a terrible comparison, bro. It's just you
So
cannot
I'm gonna give you
compare.
a better.
You can't compare the two, bro. You just can't compare the two. Like knowing what we know about Drake and knowing what we know about you can't. You can't compare the two.
So I'll give you another better comparison then. Run DMC.
No, actually, a better comparison. A better comparison would have been Soldier Boy. If you would have gave me that, I'd be like, all right, okay, like because Soldier Boy and Drake, like you know, what I'm saying Soldier Boy definitely starts to act like a tough guy later on in his career.
Okay, so
and
he did
he
that.
lives in that shit.
But I'm saying Run DMC. You guys all know Run DMC, right? Then go watch when they're doing Kings of Down with the Kings, right? They are in like army gear, bald headed, thugged out, and that's not Run DMC.
Nice. Kendrick Lamar. Oh, it's not playing.
And not that there's no struggle or whatever.
What's that?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Family.
can you support mine too?
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, at least just one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Right.
that's got to be great.
That's great. Inspire, my little brothers and sisters, inspire my little cousins, my city. It also make me more hungry though.
Really though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because it's a need to never be content or to be comfortable. You always want to continue to grow. So whatever that challenge is, I'm always looking for.
Do you hear his voice and how similar to real life?
Kendrick consistently talks like that. I agree.
His music, and that is who Kendrick Lamar is, and that is the man who's making these raps and making the accusations. Hello, Tony. Kendrick Lamar is an authentic person in interview in every facet.
Except the only thing is we don't have any interviews from Kendrick Lamar when he was young as Drake.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
He started
But
off.
you have there's a bunch of footage of him being as a young bull. Like there's plenty of footage. You know what I'm saying? He's been the same. Even when he was doing the Black Hippie shit, like when with Kendrick had to just without the dreads and all that shit. He's been the same.
But we don't
He's
have
not a
those
childhood
videos
actor.
young. So we don't know how he was when he was different. When he was
Yeah,
younger.
but we know what Drake was like too, and you're rejecting that. You're pretending it's
No.
not.
Well, hold on. We do know Kendrick because like he says it in his music. That's what he talks about. He talks about his life experiences.
No, what I'm saying
Talking
is
about it.
We don't know. Look,
Video
just 'cause
when
they
he's
act,
like
we
in
really
his
don't know them.
18, 20 is totally different.
You said what?
I said talking about it in his songs and seeing a video of him when he's actually like 18 or 20 is totally different.
I mean, he goes into detail like about his whole entire life. Like, you don't really need it like an interview when he's literally
So a lot
giving
of
you
rappers
like
go into details when they're younger and they all lie. What's the point? I don't understand what you mean by that.
what did Kendrick lie about though? Like he
I don't
literally
know
had a.
Look, prime example.
A lot of rappers out there who portray a role that they were this and that when they were younger and they weren't.
Sure, like Drake. Now, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence because you can't find the Kendrick. Yeah, because you can't find the Kendrick Lamar moment where he acts a way that was not the Kendrick Lamar, where he's speaking and pronouncing all the words properly. Because that doesn't exist, isn't like you see Kendrick's fake. It means nothing, especially when you're rejecting some
And
of the
people
opera
would check him. And Shell, people would check him if he was being fake or anything like that. Anything came out, motherfuckers would check them.
Not if they don't know him.
Orlando Brown is prime example of, and even Kyle Massey. Just because they act a certain way does not mean they are what we think they are.
I don't think anything of these guys. I think they're childhood actors also. What do you mean?
Yeah, they're childhood actors, but everyone probably thought Kyle Massey, Orlando Brown was this loving dude and stuff. Gonna find out behind the scenes, he's getting locked up. He's doing all the wild stuff. Even Kyle Massey too. And look how Orlando Brown came out. So which one is the real Orlando Brown? The Orlando on That's So Raven, or the Orlando that we see in real life?
A childhood actor is a childhood actor.
We just can't go off
We're
there.
on 3 hours of this live stream, and I'm not going to introduce anything new. Thank you for joining me to Dre Mac Show and Perp and Anzo as well as SSJK. I'm going to strip you that name. I'm just going to call you like Carl or something with a K.
Carl. Stop
Stop bringing up people with mental illness, K-Dot. I don't take it that way.
Orlando Brown on drugs, y'all. That's drugs.
Well, yeah.
That is drugs.
If you enjoy this, hit the thumbs up button. We're out.